This is the Buzz Adams Morning Show podcast. Barstool Talk Daily. Except it's really early in the morning and no booze. For the most part.
This is the Monday song. It's Monday all day long. On Monday you can't go wrong. That's why I sing this song. So get yourself up from your slumber. Off to work, no time to lumber. No shower pressure, call the plumber. He was here last week, so you've got his number. Monday's the day you're feeling blah. You wish you didn't feel so blah. I can't stop saying the word blah. So blah, 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 blah. The rat race isn't always fun. You can't escape the morning sun. This Monday song is finally done, but your miserable week has just begun.
What's today? Monday?
Monday.
Recovery Monday.
Monday?
Oh, already? Where'd the time go?
What do you mean Monday?
I hate Mondays.
Where'd the time go?
Mondays are the worst.
Oh, I hate Mondays.
So begins another wonderful work week.
Wake up, El Paso. Buzz Adams is back.
Okay. Are you done?
Let's get back to work. Showtime.
Only on 95.5 KLAQ.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, what a nice welcome. I appreciate it. Good to be back. Thank you for joining us today. Good for Joanna to be back. Let's find out. Joanna.
Yo.
Are you re-energized? Rested?
I am
relaxed?
ready and roaring to go.
Well, you came back on the right day because now RFK Jr. killed a bear.
Oh, God. What is with this guy?
I don't know. At first, it was the brain. Well, first it was the anti-vax stuff, but then it was the brain worms.
The brain worms.
And now he has confessed.
And then the dog carcass.
Yes. That's moved out of the top 3. Eating the dog in Asia. It falls out of the top 3. It doesn't even medal as far as
to this
crazy
new thing, the bear.
Thanks to the new thing with the mysterious bear that ended up dead in Central Park. Oh, man. Oh, we're living in the upside down.
We really are.
Thanks, everybody, for joining us today. We've got a lot to get to. The Americans got a huge bump over the weekend with gold medals for Simone Biles. So you remember the golfer who got arrested at the U.S. Open in Louisville? Scotty Scheffler, yes.
Yes.
Gold. 1 gold for the American in the individual.
Look at that.
What?
He won gold. Good for him.
Yeah. Hopefully he'll get a nice fruit basket from the Louisville Police Department or something. Yes, Scotty Scheffler won the gold in the men's individual golf. Golf is back this year at the Olympics.
You will soon.
We've got a lot to talk about from the Olympics, including a new way of counting the medals that I want to tell you about.
All right.
Joanna, you were asking me earlier what is the rule on spoilers, and I assume because you've been gone a week, you want to know because you saw Deadpool and Wolverine.
I did see Deadpool and Wolverine.
I don't know, man. I think
we're still in the
my reputation is so tainted. I think I can't even give a spoiler 10 years after the fact. My daughter got pissed. She legitimately got mad at me last week.
What did you spoil for her?
I told her that Wolverine dies at the end of Logan.
Oh my God, she didn't know that?
And she's like,
had you already seen Deadpool and Wolverine?
No,
or you
she was going to go
yet?
see it, and she's like, I haven't seen all the other X-Men movies. I'm worried I'm not going to get all the in-jokes. And I'm like, well, what are you worried about? And she goes, well, I didn't see Logan, for instance. And I go, oh, yeah, he dies, so now you know what happens. You don't have to worry about that anymore.
And what did she say? Was she all mad?
Mad. She didn't talk to me for like 4 hours. She just ignored me. And eventually.
But that is a critical piece of thing to know.
Okay, what she had told me was, I haven't seen, so I'm afraid I'm not going to get this part of the movie. So I just helpfully tell her, yeah, he dies, he finds out he has a daughter, she buries him, and the cross turns into an X. There you go.
Nice.
Which you did need to know that
Yes.
for a certain scene to make any sense. So what do you want to talk about, Joanna? I'm almost skittish
I
now
am
to even
too.
say anything.
Because then they'll jump on us, but our listeners don't like it.
Better they jump on you than me.
I don't think I want to do that. I won't spoil the entertainment story I had.
Oh, so you're not going to do the story?
No.
Oh, come on. I think we had a story that was from an interview. So he's out doing interviews, Wesley Snipes, about how he ended back up in the Marvel Universe. So if he's out doing interviews everywhere.
That was going to be the story.
Mm-hmm.
He just broke 2 Guinness World Records.
Yeah.
As Blade.
Whitest beard. And didn't he have like a little white
Yeah, he kind of had a little
beard or
like
something?
salt and pepper thing going on.
Right.
Then the whole time I was like, he still got it.
Yeah, right? I knew he still got it when he was in Coming to America, too. When he showed up, I was like, oh, man, Wesley Snipes is like stealing
he
this
looked good
scene.
there.
Yeah. KLAQ invites you to save the date August 10th. That is this Saturday. Silla Vista Mall is once again the location of the annual Back to School Expo. It's presented by Western Tech this year. Seminars, screenings, supplies, giveaways. You can register to win free backpacks stuffed with essentials and goodies. And once again, our event is timed to take place during the Texas tax-free weekend. KLAQ.com or the KLAQ mobile app is where you can go for the entire event schedule for the Back to School Expo. Saturday, August 10th from 10 to 6. Wouldn't it seem like the back to school stuff would work better if you did it before?
I guess because
kids are back in today in El Paso.
A lot of kids go back today. I think because we want to line up with tax-free weekend. I think it's tax-free weekend.
I'm just saying the El Paso Independent School District is out of joint with the tax-free weekend. Like the other kids aren't going back.
I think
when would you start going back to school?
I think a lot of them already started. I think El Paso was one of the last ones to return.
In this area, right?
Yep.
Like, what was the deal? Memorial Day would essentially be kind of like the last day of school
Yeah,
or
like
in the last week.
The last week.
And then Labor Day was either right before or right around the time you went back, right?
yeah.
So Kids Summer used to be Memorial Day, Labor Day.
Well, not with this new year-round schedule.
Right. Kids are back in school today. Be aware of the school zones. I guess we should put that out there. They're going to be reactivated, so keep an eye out for that. We've got a lot going on. It's 10 to 6 this Saturday at Silla Vista Mall. Special thanks to YMCA, the sponsor of the main stage. GECU is putting on the Mascot Challenge. Oh, that ought to be good.
Oh, nice. Showdown.
Yeah, I'll see some Highlanders versus some Wildcats or something. A lot of other stuff going on. We've got a coloring contest. We've got scholarship giveaways from El Paso Electric and fashion shows put on by Laura's Productions. It's all happening this Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. with the tax-free breaks in effect at the Silla Vista Mall this Saturday with KLAQ. We hope to see you there for the Back to School Expo. Any minute now, Joanna.
Uh-huh.
This is exciting.
Okay.
Any minute now, Kamala Harris is going to announce that Nico's late again.
You're late to work. Who gets a
Oh, I'm sorry. She's going. I misread that. I don't know how that happened.
You boss, I'm late.
She's going to pick her running mate for vice president.
What you gonna be doing about it? I said I'm late. You gonna fire me? There's no one else here, bitch.
Kamala Harris is expected to announce, or it could be leaked, who her pick for vice president is going to be. Josh Shapiro is the governor of Pennsylvania. He's in the running. Mark Kelly, a senator from Arizona. Now, do you want to know what my inside scoop is on this?
Oh, what's your inside scoop?
The Democrats don't want to run Mark Kelly. He's an astronaut, an American hero. He's married to Gabby Giffords, remember, who shot in the head in Arizona? Because he is a sitting senator, they don't want to potentially give up a Senate seat. So they're more likely to go with a governor.
Some tactics there.
Right. Mark Kelly is a good candidate. But he holds
Right.
a Senate seat. So my guess is going to be probably not Mark Kelly, Josh Shapiro, or the Minnesota Governor Walz. And I'm not saying it could be somebody other than those three, but that's who they're really looking at right now on television for Kamala's vice president pick. Let's get a look at El Paso weather as we're starting off the week. We had a little bit of rain over the weekend and through the weekend hours. Here is the golfers forecast brought to you by Painted Dunes Desert Golf Course. You can set up all your tee times and reservations online at painteddunes.com. Partly cloudy today, near 100, might even get there. 99, though, is what they're saying for a high temperature. Then tomorrow, mostly sunny. Again, 99. That could easily reach triple digits, however. And we will get back in the triple-digit territory for the rest of the week. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and every day next week in the 100s here for the second week in August. A lot of sunshine in the forecast. Not seeing much in the way of rain. We're going to put in about a 20% chance overnight Thursday into Friday. Not seeing a whole lot more other than that. So there's your golfers forecast. It's brought to you by Painted Dunes Desert Golf Course. Set up all your tee times online at painteddunes.com or call the Pro Shop, 915-821-2122. On Friday, we played an interview that Glenn had done with Wes Scantlin, A Puddle of Mud.
I'm so happy that did go through. I had to set that up before I left for vacation.
What's that, the interview?
Yes. But it was a little difficult because Wes would only be available after 2.
Right. It was like, do you want to interview Wes Scantlin? Sure. You got to stick around till 2 in the afternoon.
And we were like,
maybe Glenn will do it. So Glenn interviewed him either Thursday.
I think it was Thursday.
Yeah. I don't know if this came up. He was pepper sprayed by the cops and dragged out of his car on Wednesday in Burbank.
Saw that story this morning, and all I could think was, did they do the interview?
He must have done the interview like from a payphone at lockup or something. Wes Scantlin has had his issues
for sure
with the police, among other things. Burbank police says that Wes Scantlin was arrested Wednesday. They pulled over his black Hummer H2 in Burbank for a traffic violation. And asked him, it's probably a traffic violation to drive an H2 Hummer in Los Angeles. I mean, they're that gas is so expensive.
Gas guzzlers.
Right? So they pulled him over. Officers say they found out Wes Scantlin had an active warrant from a previous case that involved him having allegedly a weapon at an airport.
Oh, my God, Wes.
They told him to get out of the car. He refused after several attempts. A crisis negotiator came.
Oh, my God.
Cops say he couldn't get him out of the car. This all happened. Did the show go on Saturday night?
I think it did, yeah.
Then he was sprayed with pepper spray.
Oof.
That still didn't do the trick. SWAT had to come out to get this dude out of his car. Oh, my God. And then he did the interview with Glenn the next day.
Interview with Glenn.
What
a trooper.
What a trooper Wes Scantlin is. Yeah. He was booked into jail. Now he's charged with resisting arrest, but apparently he was still okay to travel because he played with Puddle of Mud Saturday at Freedom. Is that kind of ironic? Freedom Crossing. Once he got his freedom from the Burbank jail, then he could go and play Freedom Crossing.
Good
morning,
him.
Nico.
Good morning.
Oh, he can't hear me yet.
We've already started a show here.
What?
Yeah.
Good morning, Boo.
I like your shirt today.
Thank you.
Is that from the Opie Taylor collection?
Wow, you're on fire today. Joanna, are you happy to be back? You have a smile on. It's so nice to see that.
Thank you. Yes, I'm happy to be back.
Guys, I think I might have done something that the kids have been talking about yesterday.
Yeah.
Being circumcised?
No.
What?
I don't know. What are the kids talking about?
Bed rotting. I think I might have bed rotted possibly yesterday. Do you know what that is? I would more or less, other than to get up, go outside, drink a beer, and jump in the pool, I would do that, get nice and cool, then go back in and just go back to bed all day. I mean, throwing a little watching TV here and there. snackaroony doony or two, and I believe that is what the kids call bed
That
rotting.
is for sure what they call bed rotting.
Did you do any of that on your vacation?
Oh, lots of that.
Oh, did you?
It was
You
like,
didn't leave El Paso, right?
I wasn't tired
No,
enough to
I-
go to sleep, but I didn't have the energy to get up and do anything. You know?
Yeah, I know how
Yeah.
that goes.
All right, we have a lot coming up today. We've got Today in Sound Clips.
Oh, I found this after hours club, guys.
You did?
Yes.
After hours being after 2 o'clock.
Oh, yeah. You can just party there 2 o'clock till whenever. It's in a train station. It's a speakeasy. You need a knock.
No.
Guys.
Are you supposed to be giving out this info?
Oh, never mind. Let's go.
We'll have Today in Sound Clips coming up.
The Daily Calendar.
It's August 5th. What a weird choice for National Oyster Day. Did you know that higher bacteria content in the ocean makes it prohibitive to eat oysters in the summer? But enjoy your day, oysters. It's also Dash Cam Day, a good way to protect yourself while driving. It's also Work Like a Dog Day. My dog just naps, so yeah, I can do that. Napping and pooping. And that's your August 5th Daily Calendar.
Hey, this is Daniel Paulus. I'll be along starting at 3 with everything from Ozzy to Pearl.
Visit Western Palm for more details about Broccoli Sundays all month long at Western Playland.
Originating in El Paso for El Paso, the Buzz Adams Morning Show, 95.5 KLAQ.
Just about set to get into Today in Sound Clips. I'll play a little bit from the Olympics, but I'll save it for an Olympic report later in about an hour.
A heavy metal report?
You know, the guy who does the heavy metal vocal says that he strained his voice doing the one on Friday.
Really? Okay.
And he needs to take a couple of days off, so we're not going to have the heavy metal count unless you want to give it a try. Have you ever sung heavy metal before?
I haven't.
Let me hear you give it a try.
Give it a whirl. Yeah, that about covers it.
We'll give it a shot. We've got a caller who left a message on the neckline. I think you'll recognize the caller.
Okay.
They have a report from last week.
What's up, Mo Show? It's ODG. Hey, Joanna. I have a progress report on Alberto. First of all, he's a low talker. You need to tell him to talk louder.
Oh, my God,
It sounds like he's talking with his teeth closed.
He does this.
Second, he kept forgetting to play the Mo Show calendar music. One day he didn't play it at all. No one noticed. And third, he was putting Kapowitz's remote in his mouth. Yeah. What was he even doing in Kapowitz's room?
Well,
Alberto did have some fun stories, though.
Alberto has lots of stories.
So ODG doesn't know this because he only listens to the Buzz on Demand. Steve has Alberto in frequently, and sometimes it devolves into they're not talking about sports at all. They're talking about
just making fun of him.
Yeah, just making fun of Alberto.
Did he tell you guys the story of when he donated plasma?
I can't believe as much as he talked to me nonstop that any of his stories didn't come up, but I didn't hear the one about donating plasma.
He told you about who he was banging.
So we all know who he was banging.
A Friday.
He told me
Listen to
those
me.
stories too.
On Friday.
That's so inappropriate.
Friday, I'm off the air, and I'm like, oh, God, I'm so glad the weekend's here. And so I go over, and, because I'm sitting in this position, I go lay down and straighten my back out. You know how it is.
Yes,
right.
yes.
Play some Royal Match. For 45 minutes, this kid stands there as I'm laying down on the couch with my nose in my phone. He stands there and tells me, then this one chick.
And then I was banging her. And then I banged this one.
And at the end of every story, he capped it off by saying,
Oh, my God.
want to see a picture?
Oh, my God.
I mean, it was the weirdest, creepiest. And So I'm just sitting there listening to him tell all these stories at the end of every one. It's like, you want to see a picture?
Okay, so
that's how he was with me, and I'm all, I believe you. I don't need any proof.
That explains his reaction because I said, "Hey, listen, just between you and I, it's just friendly advice. You never want to tell any of the ladies that work here these stories." And he's like, "Why not?"
He already told me.
Oh my God! I said that would be like potentially an HR.
He said he already told you and Iris. Joanna, did you know?
Oh,
okay, so Steve comes in on Friday and brings a remote, and this remote that
looks like a puppy had gotten a hold of.
It has chew marks all over the top, like bite marks on the top of the remote.
Steve goes, "Who put bite marks on my remote control?" And Adrian immediately said, "Alberto," because he chews on everything. And
Alberto does chew on things.
He just puts it in his
he puts it and chews on the remote control, like a TV remote.
In here, like the top of the pen was completely chewed off.
Oh, so that's him.
Yeah.
I've always wondered.
It's Alberto.
There's somebody that leaves like pins and pencils with bite marks
this
all
is
over.
how
It's
Alberto talks into the mic. He's over here doing something else, talking, and then he kind of mumbles a little bit.
Right. I told him he sounded like Sid the Sloth from Ice Age.
Does he know he's doing radio?
And I told him, you have to get closer to the mic or speak up.
I don't think he understands this medium.
Sometimes he's like on his phone playing a game or something, but his mic is on, and I hear like little things, and I'm like, what the hell?
I love that ODG immediately wanted to call in a narc on Alberto.
And now, today in sound clips.
Okay, we got a few serious stories here. Also, any minute now, Kamala Harris could announce who she's picking to be her vice presidential running mate.
Doug Emhoff.
That's her husband.
Oh. Wouldn't that make it a great running mate? I don't know.
Did you hear that? And they call him the second gentleman.
Yeah.
He made an admission over the weekend. He said that an affair played a part in the end of his first marriage.
Oh.
The affair was not with Kamala Harris, though.
Oh.
They right, because you know they would have run with that homewrecker.
Right.
The party of the guy who banged a porn star while he had a 2-month-old son at home with his wife would have been, you homewrecker. They met years after.
Nice.
Whatever
After that affair.
the incident was. That's correct. Did I play the sound clips thing yet?
Yes, you did.
Hurricane Debbie is making landfall this morning. Now, it could be huge or it could be a little Debbie.
Okay. You're so dumb because I was already on my way there.
How can I make a cupcake square out joke out of this? Yesterday, Florida Governor Ron...
I was that close.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis urged residents of his state to get out if they think they need to as Hurricane Debbie approaches.
If you've been ordered to evacuate by your local officials, please heed that call.
The governors of Florida, you heard there, DeSantis and South Carolina have declared states of emergency in preparation for the storm with evacuation and orders in place for parts of Florida. According to the National Hurricane Center, Debbie is expected to drop between 6 and 12 inches of rain. There you go. In parts of central and north Florida, Georgia, and southeastern North Carolina.
Were you weirded out when you saw 6 to 12 inches?
It was 6 and 12. It's expected to drop between 6 and 12 inches.
Damn.
Here's South Carolina. A mayor from South Carolina, William Cogswell, said that Debbie could bring an incredible amount of rainfall to his city.
There could be up to 18 inches of rainfall over the coming days, beginning as early as Sunday and potentially lasting through the week.
Debbie isn't the most intimidating hurricane name, right?
Get out of the way, Debbie's coming.
I'm amazed nobody's making any like Debbie Does Florida jokes.
Hadn't thought of that.
Thank you.
Good one.
That was good.
The United Auto Workers president, Shawn Fain, was on Face the Nation yesterday. He says, and this was about the presidential race, he says that he has a clear favorite in the race of who's going to become Kamala Harris's running mate.
We've really broken down these candidates, really looked at them, and I'll tell you, my favorite's Andy Beshear from Kentucky. I mean, the man stood with us.
I'm not hearing Beshear's name very much, but like it could be anybody, I guess, at this point. We should know soon enough. Before the end of this show today, we should know who Kamala Harris is picking.
Oh, cool.
Shawn Fain, the president of UAW, said he also supports Tim Walz as a potential candidate.
We really like Tim Walz from Minnesota also. Think he's an awesome guy for labor, 100% behind labor. And those would be our top two if we had to pick any.
We're going to have to talk about the dead bear cub in Central Park, I'm afraid.
Oh, my God.
I saw this like on my news feed, and as much as I wanted to read it, I said, it'll have to keep till tomorrow. I'm too tired. Okay. Robert Kennedy Jr.
Why did he do this?
Oh, yeah.
What is with him and animals?
Also, he shared this story with Roseanne Barr when he told the story on social media. Robert Kennedy said that he placed a dead bear cub in Central Park, which made news headlines because bears haven't been in Central Park for over 130 years.
Also, why would you put a dead bear cub?
He didn't want to waste the meat or something.
So he decided to share this via the medium of Roseanne Barr on an interview that he shared on his, social media. He said the incident happened in 2014. So this was post brainworms.
He has no excuse.
He said that he was coming out to share the story in his own words because he had been contacted by New Yorker fact checkers, the magazine, who informed him they were doing a story about the bear and kind of had the goods on him, okay?
We're fact checking whether you put a bear or not. I know this sounds outlandish. We just wanted to get your opinion and say you didn't do this, right?
And so instead he went on social media and told this. Kennedy began his story sharing the time that he was taking a group of people falconing in Goshen, New York.
As one does.
Falconing.
As one does,
hey,
right?
As one does.
I want all of you to get together and we're going to go and see these beautiful birds of prey hunt field mice.
I was trying to think, how do you do his voice?
Without it being insulting.
It's like a stutter, but not.
He has a muscular control. I don't know. It's a condition he has.
His throat hurts.
It sounds like it does. He said that while he was driving, a woman in a van in front of him hit a bear and killed it, a young bear. He went on to say, so I pulled over and picked up the bear and put him back in the back of my van because I was going to skin the bear. Wait, you were going to skin the bear?
I needed a new rug.
I was going to put the meat in my refrigerator, and you can do that in New York State. You can get a bear tag for a roadkill bear.
Oh, that's actually kind of cool to know.
All right.
So you don't have to hunt bears. You can just hit them with your cars.
or wait till somebody else hits them with theirs. And then we went hawking, and I had the bear in my car. And then we had a really good day.
He
and
left
we went
the
late
bear in his car
while they did the falconing.
Oh, my God.
Listen, I knew that Robert Kennedy had a blind spot when it comes to science, and he believes a bunch of things that are just so far outside the mainstream, especially about vaccines and stuff like that. I didn't know what a deeply, deeply weird dude Robert F. Kennedy Jr. really is. Instead of going back to my house in Westchester, I had to go right to the city because we were having dinner at Pete Luger's Steakhouse.
Oh, my God.
If you're just joining us, I'm recounting the story as told by Robert F. Kennedy Jr. about how he placed a dead bear cub in Central Park about 10 years ago.
All over my news feed right now, there isn't one story that isn't about RFK Jr. BBC News, RFK Jr. admits to dumping bear carcass in New York Central Park.
At the end, so he went falconing, dead bear in his car, I guess.
Like it's fine in there. It's already dead.
Does he carry a roadkill tarp with him just in case he gets lucky?
Find something on the side of the road.
I was planning on using it for the body.
But the bear will do too.
Yeah, the bear will do.
My uncle Ted Kennedy told me always bring a tarp in a car in case you have to hide the dead body. And be careful on bridges. He's telling the story. This was a little bit of a redneck in me. There'd been a series of bicycle accidents in New York. They had just put the bike lanes in, and some people had gotten killed, and it was every day, and people had been badly injured. Every day it was in the press, and so I thought, I wasn't drinking, of course, but people were drinking with me who thought this was a good idea. I had an old bike in my car that somebody had asked me to get rid of. I said, let's go put the bear in Central Park and make it look like a bike accident. Wait a minute. Aren't people going to be suspicious wanting to know where this bear learned to ride a bike? This is Today in Sound Clips, and I realize I've done all the talking. Here is Robert Kennedy Jr.
Right.
Talking to Roseanne about leaving a dead bear in Central Park.
A woman in a van in front of me hit a bear and killed it, a young bear. So I pulled over and I picked up the bear and put him in the back of my van. I had an old bike in my car that somebody had asked me to get rid of. I said, let's go put the bear in Central Park and we'll make it look like he got hit by a bike.
You cannot make
this up.
You really can't.
So I was with some people who were drinking. I was not drinking.
I'm a responsible falconer. Okay, who believes Robert Kennedy killed this bear with his car and blamed it on some other woman? Why didn't she want the bear meat?
Right.
Also, I didn't know the folks in upstate New York were so into roadkill. First responders in Kansas saved a 14-month-old toddler who fell down a pipe last week.
Oh, my God.
The pipe, if you can imagine, it was a foot wide and 12 inches deep, which does not sound like that much of a pipe. But they had to call first responders to get the toddler out. Here's the boy's father talking about the rescue. Again, he's 14 months old.
He called out for his little brother. He acted like he was never going to see him again. I can't imagine what she thought whenever she saw him fall, because for all she knew, it was a sewer line, it was full of water, or it was 50 feet deep. I mean, she had no idea. By the grace of God, that boy was carried down that hole by an angel.
All right.
Oh, that's terrifying.
James Hetfield turned 61 just a couple of days ago. Celebrated by taking a hit of helium from a birthday balloon and singing one of Metallica's biggest hits.
Oh.
Would you like to hear James Hetfield singing Inner Sandman on helium?
Yeah.
Enter light up the Neverland, yeah.
And here from the Olympic podium, Scotty Scheffler, the guy who was arrested by Louisville police a couple of months ago, won gold for the U.S. He is the gold medal champion from the Olympics.
Excellent shot. And Scotty Scheffler adds gold to his green jackets. The United States has won another gold medal here in Paris. Scotty Scheffler is an Olympic champion.
And let's see. Oh, you can now get a nice souvenir from Paris.
Oh,
something directly from the Olympics.
Is it a Snoop Dogg joint?
Boy, they were really Snoop Dogg. Every time I see him on there, and they're with the fancy horse people who look like they're like the Duke and Duchess of somewhere or other, and he's there. I'm like, this guy used to produce porns that he would appear in, right?
Doggy style.
I'm just saying, isn't it weird that you could get your image? Am I crazy, or did he go to prison for shooting somebody?
He did. He did.
I get the appeal. I get the appeal of Snoop Dogg. I really do.
I mean, he's like our
likable
mascot now.
Yeah,
like America's mascot.
He's lovable, like an elder statesman who hangs out with Martha Stewart. But I just want to say,
he did kill somebody.
Did he kill somebody?
I think he did.
He shot at someone.
So this is not a Snoop-related story, but it is about a great souvenir you can take. You can have it sent in a bottle to your house.
It's hot. You're thirsty. Refresh yourself with the official bottled water of the 2024 Olympic Games. Seine River Water, sourced directly from Paris. Seine River Water will leave you asking for more.
Imodium.
Rich in electrolytes.
And E. coli.
Seine River Water is the energy boost you need.
To run to the toilet.
Just ask our Olympic triathletes.
Once they're out of the hospital.
Seine River Water.
Avoid contact with skin. Seek medical attention immediately and try to remain calm as your skin sizzles and pops.
Find out what's going on. Quirky facts about our region. Urgent things you need to know impacting your drive. And of course, nothing but El Paso's best rock.
95.5 KLAQ, Californication from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And this is the month of August, Joanna. You took the first part of the first week off. August. We're doing a contest. We have a great giveaway. It's Autograph Phantom and Guitar by Hagstrom, autographed by Tobias Forge, also known as Papa Legba.
It's not Papa Legba.
Papa Smurf.
It's
Papa.
It is Papa.
Papa Emeritus.
Papa Emeritus.
He has autographs. So even without the autograph, the guitar and the Hagstrom case are over $2,000 value. And the way we're giving the grand prize away is daily we're going to play a ghost song of the day. Our job on the morning show is to let you know what the song is going to be. So we're going to do that just after 7 a.m. and then again just after 8 a.m. So, Joanna, I could tell you a couple of stories.
Okay.
I can tell you one thing for sure. Owls do not make good ring bearers.
They are not superb owls at that?
Not the best.
Okay.
After I tell this story, could we let people hear? It'll be after 7 o'clock by the time I finish, so let people hear the ghost song of the day.
Yes.
All right. Joanna is going to be in charge of playing the ghost song of the day. And I'll tell you what hour to listen for it in. Joanna, you're going to also have to tell me how to pronounce the name of this song when we get to it.
Today's song?
Yeah. But when you hear the song called later in the day, you want to be the 31st caller. You win the new Ghost movie soundtrack right here, right now. And I want to make sure you have these line to the studio. So when you hear the song that we're about to reveal, you want to be the 31st caller at 915-910-4995. If you are the 31st caller, you get the Right Here, Right Now Ghost movie soundtrack, and you're one of the finalists, only 22 finalists, but you got a 1 in 22 chance of winning the signed by Tobias Forge Phantom and Guitar.
Sweet.
You got that ready?
I do, yeah.
Okay, all right. So the song, I need to tell you what it's called, but I'm afraid I'll mess it up. So, Joanna, tell me the name of the song.
Today's song is
Psoriasis.
No.
Psoriasis.
And it is going to be played in the 11 o'clock hour. Your cue to call in is as soon as you hear the song being played in the 11 o'clock hour. And you got to be caller 31, too. 915-910-4995 when you hear Psoriasis.
31?
I swear to God, those are the rules.
There's 31 days in August. Right? I don't know if that's true or not.
There are 30 days past September, April, June, and November.
31.
Yeah, there's 31 in August. August, I mean.
August.
Yeah. 11 o'clock hour. Be listening for Psoriasis. Let's hear a little.
Yeah.
That's breaking in your heart. I can see through the scars inside you. I can feel the thunder that's breaking in your heart.
That's probably good.
I can see through the scars inside you.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Then it gets a little hard.
See, that's Ghost for you. Just when you think, oh, it's a sweet little Beatlesque love ballad. And it goes into something heavier.
Yeah.
Possibly darker.
All Ghost.
Listen for Cerise by Ghost in the 11 o'clock hour today. I'll be repeating that one more time. This just in, if you're planning a wedding, owls do not make great ring bearers.
Oh.
A couple in UK was getting married last month. And for some reason, I guess maybe they were huge Harry Potter fans. They had an owl serving as the ring bearer. Things did
Hedwig. Was it a white snowy owl?
I wonder how long it takes to train an owl.
Do you know they have a whole Harry Potter land at Universal Studios? You could go there and just like go hog wild. I bet you.
Can you go owl wild?
The owl flew off with the rings and did not come back. Well, it came back 7 hours later. The wedding
with a dead rat.
I brought you this instead. I don't know where the hell that ring went.
Well, would you care to guess who ruined our wedding? Who? The owl's professional handler. So that answers one question. I thought, well, maybe it was their owl. Maybe they had their own pet owl. No, it sounds like they hired it for the special occasion. The owl's professional handler desperately tried to lure it down with a piece of chicken. But the owl was not having any part of it.
Hedwig,
so they feel like they're stuck until they get this owl back with the rings. Eventually, they gave up on the rings and went on with the ceremony.
I mean, yeah, what else are you going to do?
The owl did eventually return with the rings, but it wasn't until hours after the wedding was over.
My God.
Okay. I'm going to tell you, it sounds like a joke, but it's not a joke. It's a true story, but I just want you to think about this. When you hear it, you're going to think it has to be something I made up, but it is not.
Okay.
And when I tell you, you're going to want to go look it up for yourself.
All right.
Okay, so here it is, the joke that is not a joke. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
By the way, if this hits you the way I imagine it will, let me know. Donald Trump finally gave credit to the president for getting the American prisoners released from Russia.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
What did he say?
That's right. On Saturday, he called Russian President Vladimir Putin to congratulate him on his job in getting the American prisoners.
No.
That's the joke that is not a joke. But if there's anybody out there thinking, oh, Buzz would make that kind of joke because he hates Trump so much, I don't have to make jokes.
Wait,
God,
you're
what
telling...
would I even Google?
You're telling me that...
Google it. I told you you're going to
Donald Trump
called
Vladimir...
sent his congratulations to Vladimir Putin.
But
did he talk to him on the phone? I don't know.
But he didn't send any congratulations to Joe Biden.
He was nothing but critical about the job that Biden and our U.S. allies in Turkey and Germany did.
God.
But he did call to congratulate Vladimir Putin. Joanna, can you confirm for me that this is not a joke?
Trump calls prisoner swap between Russia and the West a win for Putin.
Okay, but do you got that he called or communicated to Putin his congratulations?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean,
read that part for me.
What a traitor.
He called Putin genius and savvy.
Yeah,
right. Oh my God.
It almost sounds like, wait a minute, he's admiring Putin, but he doesn't say anything about does he say anything about being glad that the American hostages are home?
I don't know.
Or does that not even come into the equation? It just has to do with him vis-a-vis Putin and Biden, right?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, there you go.
We're living in the worst timeline.
Yeah. So, yes, former President Trump did congratulate the president on the prisoner swap. The president of Russia, that is. A couple of things here. Any minute, we're expecting the announcement to be made, or maybe the info will be leaked first as to who Kamala Harris picks as her vice president. Okay?
True.
Any minute now.
Well, actually... You're not going to go into anything right now, right?
I am.
Oh, okay.
We're locked in. We're locked.
All right, just wondering.
Locked in on the target. So there are a few names out there Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro is on the top of a lot of lists. Waltz, the governor of Minnesota.
Buzz Adams.
Buzz Adams is a dark horse at this point. If it hadn't been for killing that bear and putting the body in Central Park, I might really be in the running. But Mark Kelly, who's the senator from Arizona, he's an astronaut, a scientist, an American hero, a veteran. His wife is Gabby Giffords, who got shot in the head.
I didn't know that was his wife. Has he always been married to her, or did he get married?
He was married to her at the time that she was shot,
Okay.
He's been to space, but here's what I hear about Mark Kelly.
Big dong.
No, God.
That's what they hear. That's what people are.
That's what they hear.
That's what they're saying.
I'm trying to be serious with folks. He's a sitting senator. They don't want to give up a Senate seat. They feel like things are so tight in the Senate
that they need that number.
You don't want to draft a senator whose seat is then going to be in question for 2024. On the other side of things, I'm hearing a lot of reports that Trump is kind of having buyer's remorse over J.D. Vance. Like J.D. Vance did not provide the bounce that you're looking for. In fact, it provided the opposite of a bounce. He's 19 points under on disapproval. Normally a new vice presidential pick, when you announce it, anywhere from 4 or 5 point bounce in the polls. J.D. Vance, minus 19.
No advance with Vance.
So, I guess probably today, probably in the next couple hours, we'll know who Harris picks for her vice president.
Kamala, it's Trump. Okay, well, anyway, I heard you're still looking for a VP, and I have a proposition for you. I'd like to offer you J.D. Vance. He's a very nice guy. Some people are saying he's the nicest guy. What's so funny? He's a great choice, and he definitely isn't weird at all. I really want you to take him as your VP. I think he'd be really good for your campaign. Just please don't Google any of the stuff about the couch. Please take J.D. Vance, or take me. I'll be your running mate. We can do great things together, Kamala. Oh boy, everything's falling apart very strongly.
Hey, it's Chuck, your host for Loudwire Nights. Tonight at 7, we will rock the borderland with the best rock ever made and the best rock being made. Special guests, birthday and anniversary celebrations, and every night at 10...
Ages 21 and above. See Speaking Rock's Facebook for more info.
Broadcasting in El Paso to El Paso. The Buzz Adams Morning Show on 95.5 KLAQ.
I'm going to get to the Mo Show calendar and daily almanac of events in just a few minutes. As soon as they make the announcement, if it happens during the show, who Kamala Harris is going to pick to be her running mate, we'll let you know. I'm sure there'll be no avoiding it. I got a few phone calls. Then I thought we'd do the Mo Show calendar, and Joanna has the Hollywood cheese bake. It was not the same. I mean, you know that Nico had the audacity to step up and do a Hollywood cheeseman report while you were going.
Did Nico?
Nowhere near as good or complete as anything you could do.
Wonderful.
It was, and it was kind of slapped together haphazardly.
Isn't it fun to look up entertainment things?
It's no different than news. I don't know what he was telling. Like, I did just the same thing I do for news. So if it's slapstick, whatever.
Slapdash.
It's the same thing.
Today is National Underwear Day.
All right.
I forgot both.
If you observe.
You celebrate?
Not that anybody asked, I'm a boxers man. Not the boxer briefs, boxers.
Boxers.
Yeah. And
we know.
You look like a tidy whities guy.
Do I?
Yeah.
Is that what you are?
No.
Are you a tidy whities?
Me?
Yeah.
Boxer briefs.
Boxer briefs.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know what boxer briefs are.
They're boxers, but they like hug
they're
you.
tight. Yeah.
They're tight down
so
here.
boxers are loose around the legs.
Hold on.
And the boxer briefs are tight.
I see.
Joanna, hold on.
No.
No.
I believe you.
We don't need to do that.
You want me to
Alberto. I believe
Alberto
you.
Jr. over here.
I'll take my clothes off.
You both have done so.
Hey, there's some neckline calls.
I've got a few lined up and ready to go. Donald Trump commended Russian President Vladimir Putin over the historic prisoner swap between the U.S. and Russia. That's right. He called the president of Russia to congratulate him. I'd like to congratulate Vladimir Putin for having made yet another great deal. Did you see the deal we made? Now, who's the we? Normally you'd think, I guess he's talking about the Americans, but I just can't be sure with this guy.
He might
identify himself more with Putin.
Right.
Did you see the deal we made? This was at a campaign rally in Atlanta on Saturday. He didn't have praise for everybody. He criticized Joe Biden and his administration for its handling of the swap, but he had nothing but great things to say about what's going on here, guys. Come on. Put two and two together here. This is a guy who admires the person who was keeping Americans prisoner.
Like he's the partner of Vladimir Putin almost.
I mean, it was the largest prisoner swap since the end of the Cold War. On Thursday, Russia released 16 prisoners, including Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gerskovich, German nationals, and Russian dissidents. Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris greeted the released Americans on their return late Thursday, which Biden trumpeted as a diplomatic feat that involved many partners from several different countries.
You know, I think he's just got it a little bit of jealousy right now because he made some statements in May that only he, Donald Trump said, only I will be able to get Paul Whelan and Gerskovich out.
Sorry, they just released them.
No. That was supposed to be me.
Fake news. I'm going to put them back in.
Lock them back up so I can get them.
Vladimir, you've got to put them, you've got to re-detain them so I can get them released. A lot of people are calling Joanna.
What?
I think they think Alberto reports to you like you're his direct supervisor.
That's hilarious.
I think that's why they're calling to let you know all of the
How
Alberto stories. Yeah.
Hey, Alberto chewed on Steve's remote.
Oh my God.
You're like, what are you? Are you like a puppy? Oh my God. I'm doing dishes right now and I didn't listen to Friday's podcast and I'm listening to the podcast and I had to pause it and I had to message Alberto. I'm like, bro, are you for real, dog? You nod on Steve's remote.
Okay, so I guess this guy didn't hear it live on Friday, but he heard it on the playback.
It sounds like 5 Points Guy, no?
Yeah, it could be 5 Points Guy. Yeah, Steve came in, and it looked like a puppy had been chewing on the end of his TV remote, and Alberto confessed he's a chewer. But, I mean... Give me a remote so I can demonstrate this.
Which remote was it?
The big TV, the big white TV remote.
This?
Like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
God, I have to check for chew marks now.
Look near the top. Also, it's like publicly used property. It's like
so
communal.
Many people use this control.
Right. So I don't know why anybody would, put a communal
we had a
TV remote just in their mouth.
Alberto has like an oral fixation.
We had a minor COVID outbreak across the hall.
In that studio, yeah.
And Alberto's over there putting things in his mouth.
And then second of all, like, you wouldn't go to a friend's house and put their stuff in your mouth, would you? Like, I just wouldn't put random stuff in my mouth.
It was all like, bro, you can't come over to my house anymore until you break that habit. He's no longer intern Alberto. He's puppy Alberto or chewy Alberto. I like chewy Alberto better, but no, you're no intern Alberto. Intern Alberto. You chewed on a remote? What the hell?
He just can't get over it.
Joanna, maybe you should get him the same lessons that Nanuki's getting.
Yeah, I'm going to get him a trainer.
Who's Nanook?
My dog. My
that's
beautiful husky.
Beautiful. And then I saw you were looking for babysitters. I wanted to text you. Think of me every time you need a
Hey, good morning, morning show. Good morning, Joanna. Welcome back.
Thank you.
I was actually calling in to, I don't know, let you know that on Friday they were talking about ghosts. They were talking about the Atlantic Paranormal Society, or TAPS, you know?
Oh, okay.
The ghost hunters people, right? And I was like, nah, but maybe they should do everybody was like, maybe they should do a ghost hunting episode with Nico and Buzz staying over at one of these haunted locations here in El Paso, like El Paso High School or Monte Leones, or that place where Nico says that Spanish wealthy kid in the 1800s was killed, slapping cheeks with that other maid. Something like that, and then they should call it Our Ghost Adventures.
Hey!
That's a suggestion, you know. I'm telling you, I don't know how the decision-making pipeline works there, but I think you as a producer, I think you have a lot of power to make it happen. Give the fans what they want, you know. All right, guys. Love you all later.
That explains why I see so many messages in the app chat that say things like, tell Buzz I'm 1,000% down to go with him to any haunted location.
So they were taught last week. The dining deal is really historic. It's
the Double Eagle.
The Double Eagle in Omaha.
Joanna, oh my God, you missed the best lunch I think we've ever had. It was probably like over hundreds of dollars of food.
My God.
It was crazy.
So there's a famous salon in there that is supposed to be haunted, and they have a whole story behind it. That was what he was talking about. Do you know the story?
No, I don't.
It was a house that was owned by a wealthy Spanish couple back in the old days. The mother caught the son getting it on with one of the maids. Stabbed the maid with
slapping
cheeks. Slapping cheeks, we've decided to call it.
Yeah. So finds them in the middle of sex.
In the middle of it.
Yes, and then pulls out some
mid-coitus.
Yes, some scissors, and stabs her. But then also stabs her son
she on
accidentally.
Top or on...
Good question. Because she stabbed both. Her son accidentally.
I mean, it was like the 1850s, 1840s. It had to be missionary, right? It had to be man on top missionary.
Probably
no other way.
I mean, they were Spanish.
Anyway, they were talking about how all the staff there have stories, and like all of them seemed like true believers in the ghost.
Fun.
And that's when I said, hey, if you ever want to arrange it, I'll stay any place, no matter how haunted you say it is.
Because you're such a skeptic.
I will have a good night's sleep as long as don't put me someplace where I might get bit by a rat or roll over on a heroin junkie's needle or something. But you know what I mean?
No, yeah.
Or the junkie.
If you can guarantee my physical safety, I'd spend a night in that room, no problem. And people seem to really enjoy that.
Yeah, people want us to do it.
Yeah, a lot of people in the app chat were saying, hey, I'll go with you.
Oh, did you go through the app chat messages?
Yeah.
Let's see. We're getting other calls coming in. We'll get back to these. Thank you. Here's the neckline number. A lot of people are leaving messages. We appreciate that. We've got a lot to get to, and we'll try and get to yours. If you want to drop us a message, you can do that on the neckline. It's 844-805-NECK, 844-805-6325.
Can I play this neckline call real quick? Because it has to do with somebody slandering me, and I want to respond.
Right.
Oh, God.
I know.
Hey, good morning show. Hey, Joanna, welcome back, girl.
Oh,
it was great. It's great hearing your voice again on the show.
Oh,
well, just like with ODG, I want to send out a progress report for you also, but it has to do with Nico. Now, Buzz is usually the bearer of bad news when it comes to MCU spoilers, but of all people, it was Nico that did the whole thing with Deadpool and Wolverine. He's the one that spread out the spoilers.
I don't know. Is that true?
Did?
I don't think so.
What did you do?
I don't think you've seen it yet, have you?
I haven't seen it yet.
You haven't
I don't
seen
know
it?
what I could spoil.
How could you spoil it if you haven't seen it?
There was one news story on Tuesday
about one of the actors who shows up.
Who shows up as a cameo, but the cameo had been already talked about.
He was doing an interview on E.T.
Oh, I think it's the same actor I have a story about today.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Okay, so then
yep.
I did it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I did a story about like, okay, here's the actor, and here are some of his comments about getting the call from Ryan Reynolds to do it, and people
got mad.
I guess so.
So they're calling you the spoiler this time around.
It's been a week. I think we're clear.
I think we're clear now.
You
right?
think?
No, actually, I don't.
Right. You're about to proclaim we're clear for Deadpool.
I'm gonna give big spoiler alert warning before I do the story.
Okay. It continued the domination, by the way.
It did, yeah.
So I'm sure you'll have.
Did you see it, Joanna?
I did, yeah.
With your nephews?
I did.
Did they like it?
They did.
See how boring it is when you can't give spoilers? Did they like it? They did.
I can't.
What did they like about it? I can't talk about it.
I can't talk about the or the.
I told Buzz, try and describe it in general terms, and he was just like, I can't.
Do you think maybe in
Deadpool, the character, spoke for me and my feelings and emotions as a Marvel post-in-game fan? Do you follow that?
Yes.
Deadpool really hit all the correct talking points about what's gone wrong.
I saw
Thanos.
For sure.
I saw some.
Right?
I can't even talk about.
All right.
I saw
bite your tongue, right?
Yeah.
I saw one clip, and I want to know. I want you guys to confirm it because I haven't seen the movie, but I wasn't sure if I was watching a clip of the movie or a commercial.
Can I tell you?
But so I guess Deadpool can go into all these other universes, and
No, don't.
No?
Stop. Shut up.
You need to stop.
You need to zip.
Now, would it be a spoiler?
This was from. I saw this on TV though.
Okay, would this be you saw it on TV?
Yes.
I mean, you misunderstood what you were saying then.
I guess there was a Wolverine, but it wasn't Hugh Jackman. It was some other actor.
Oh my God, there was a difference.
There were.
Am I messing this up?
I don't know. You don't know what you're talking about, and we don't want to be accused of spoilers.
I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Did you tell Nico about how your daughter got mad at you?
Because I told her that Wolverine died at the end of Logan.
Yeah.
And she wouldn't talk to me for 4. Yeah, I told him last week.
Yeah.
Let's get a look at our Mo Show calendar and daily almanac of events. And then, Joanna, we'll get to maybe spoilers?
Maybe.
But definitely a big warning. Let's do the Mo Show calendar. Today, as I mentioned, National Underwear Day. Today is National Oyster Day, which does not make a lot of sense because you're not supposed to eat. You're only supposed to eat oysters in months that have an R in them.
And August is not one of those.
Only
months.
for pirates because it's August. Haven't you ever heard that before? You only eat oysters in months that have an R in them.
I've never
They're out
heard
of season in the summer. Today is Picnic Day. Birthdays today include, since the Olympics are going on, Olympic athlete Lolo Jones is 42, former Olympic athlete. She was a runner, and then she switched to bobsledding. Director James Gunn, who directed Guardians of the Galaxy, among other things, 58 today. Also turning 58, Jonathan Silverman from Weekend at Bernie's. NBA legend and former New York Knicks and Georgetown Hoya Patrick Ewing turned 62 today. And it's a birthday for Pat Smear. He is a guitarist who has been in Nirvana, the Foo Fighters, and the Germs. Pat Smear is 65. Yes, it's supposed to be a play on Pap Smear.
Oh.
Okay.
He was in a band and they all had like gross names, like Garbage Pail Kids or whatever.
That's hilarious.
From the Brady Bunch, Maureen McCormick, Marsha. She's 68 today. Rocker Rick Derringer, who did the rock and roll hoochie coo. Rock and roll hoochie coo. He's 77 today. And sex symbol, formerly married to Burt Reynolds, Lonnie Anderson, is still with us. She played Jennifer, the unbelievably beautiful receptionist on WKRP in Cincinnati. Dates in history I want to let you know about. 163 years ago, In 1861, Abraham Lincoln signed the first federal income tax into law. The 3% tax was applied to all incomes over $800 a year.
Wow.
Commie socialist Lincoln. 110 years ago, in 1914, the first electric traffic lights were installed in Cleveland. 14 years ago, in 2010, 33 Chilean miners were trapped underground. They had a cave-in. They were trapped underground for 69 days. And remind me, they all got out?
Yes.
Like at first there was a report they were all dead. I seem to remember this, but it's been 10 years.
Didn't they all eat each other after?
No, that was the Chilean soccer team,
dude.
No, yeah, I think they all made it out.
I was just thinking Chileans eating each other.
No, they were in a mine. The ones that were eating each other were the opposite. They were high up in the Andes Mountains. Today is International Beer Day. I think that deserves a moment.
Pour one out.
Yeah, here goes.
International
Beer Day.
International
Beer
Day.
Beer, beer, beer. I'm going for a beer.
Beer is good. Beer is good. Beer is good. Time to head for the best tasting beer you can find.
All we need is a chair and a cooler beer.
You know the deal. Let's get a beer.
Beer it up.
We've got the beer.
Well, it is International Beer Day, and we're right in the middle of the Olympics, too.
Put drinking beer in the Olympics.
Combine the two.
We'll all be world-class athletes, you and me.
Oh, yeah.
We'll drink till we're unstable and be top of the medal table. So I'm going to the bar for Team GB. Well, I could drink 10 pints in me vest, trying to break me personal best. There'd even be medals for queuing at the KFC. From now on, going out on the lash. We'll all be funded by lottery cash. So I'm going to the bar for Team GB. So getting bladdered now becomes intensive training. And I'm exercising at the pub week in, week out. Yeah! And I've got on a retainer Johnny Vegas as my personal trainer. We're drinking bitter lager, cider, ale and stouts. Hey! I want to put drinking beer in the Olympics. We'll all be world-class athletes, you and me.
Yes, we will.
We'll drink till we're unstable and be top of the medal table. Woo! So I'm going to the bar for Team GB. Right, let's take some commentary.
Happy International Beer Day. Let's check out our Mo Show. What the hell is this called? You've been gone a week.
Hollywood Cheeseman.
Yeah.
Entertainment news?
Did you say National Beer Day?
Beer.
Because then Joanna would be very appropriate to talk to.
It's the Hollywood Cheeseman. It's the Hollywood Cheeseman. Joanna, tell us more.
Here is Joanna with today's Hollywood Cheesemate. Good morning, Joanna.
Good morning. Steven Tyler is never going to fully recover from his vocal issues.
They're done.
They're
Aerosmith
done.
is done as a band.
Yeah, on Friday, Aerosmith announced that they've made the, quote, heartbreaking and difficult but necessary decision to retire from the touring stage. They also added, quote, we're grateful beyond words for everyone who was pumped to get on the road with us one last time. Play our music loud now and always. Dream on. You've made our dreams come true. They're donezo.
You got to think, singing like Steven Tyler does,
Yeah.
especially on those screechy high notes, it's got to take its toll, right?
That for sure. Yeah. After all these years, yeah. But good on them. Retire.
Wait, are they quitting?
Yeah.
They're retired, yeah.
Is that what retirement
Look at how Nico's face realized.
I just understood the story.
Welcome, Nico.
Oh.
HBO released preview footage of some of its upcoming shows, including Welcome to Derry, The Penguin, and the Game of Thrones prequel, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I don't know what that's about. Another one?
Okay, so this one is going to be awesome. That is going to be about Duncan the Tall, a knight from the Game of Thrones world. And I'm super excited about it. It's going to be really great.
I was watching a dating show. You should really think about going on it, like applying for the next season. It's called Love on the Spectrum. I think you should really think about
We told you should be on the spectrum.
You can't.
It's Duncan the Tall and
you can't.
And I really love
And
animation.
it's all about the prequel.
There's this animation chick. You
can't throw out insults that have been said about you already. You were the autistic
Don't
one.
deflect it on Nico. We told you to apply.
You wouldn't look like
you look more. You look more on the spectrum.
If you were,
you have the sword collection. You have the lightsabers.
There's a guy on
robes.
the season that has a sword collection.
We're like, it's Buck.
You're more on the spectrum than most people I know.
How did we get to this?
Just Nico talking about
the Game of Thrones prequel.
You asked what it was.
On.
You're talking about the shows are coming up.
Yes. The point to this whole story is they also showed previews for The Last of Us. In a 20-second clip, it includes faces both new and old. Pedro Pascal's Joel and Bella Ramsey's Ellie are present and accounted for, and so is Gabriel Luna's Tommy. Among the newcomers is Caitlin Devers, Abby, Isabella Merced's Dina, and Jeffrey Wright, who is reprising his role as Washington Liberation Front leader Isaac. Most intriguing, though, is the interaction between Joel and a new, seemingly original character played by Catherine O'Hara.
Did you hurt her? Then what? What did you do?
I saved her. I could go back and watch the last couple of episodes of last season and remember what happened.
Right. The Last of Us Season 2 will premiere sometime in 2025.
Oh, he got her to like where the scientists were, and then he found out it's like, we're gonna have to we're gonna have to chop her up to study her, and then he broke her out and killed a bunch of doctors.
Like that at all.
Yeah.
You can't just take blood. You need to chop her up.
It was like gotta be
what he was. He was
like a vivisection.
They gotta die. Ben Affleck is eyeing a role as Hulk Hogan in a new movie called Killing Gawker, a film that will follow the lawsuit between Hulk Hogan and website Gawker after they published a sex tape video that Hogan wasn't aware was being filmed. Word is that Affleck will be playing Hogan and Matt Damon will be portraying PayPal co-founder Peter Thiel. Oscar winner Chris Randolph wrote the screenplay, which is based on Ryan Holiday's 2018 book, Conspiracy, Peter Thiel, Hulk Hogan, Gawker, and the Anatomy of Intrigue.
All right, so I know enough about this to talk about it. So Peter Thiel is one of these billionaires who's planning, like he gets injections of younger people's blood.
He had a blood boy.
Oh, right.
Right.
I forgot about that.
He had a bitch against Gawker. I think maybe they outed him because he's gay. So he bankrolled Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan didn't have the finances to pull off this lawsuit, but he, was his investor. And together with Hulk Hogan, in this case against Gawker, they shut down Gawker. And it was Peter Thiel's doing. And he also, did I mention, juices himself up with the blood of the young.
Boy.
Yeah.
Chris Hemsworth had previously been attached to star in a Hulk Hogan biopic. However, that project has been stalled for the time being. If this project moves forward, though, they are eyeing a 2025 production start. And I will not do the last news that I had because we've already gotten people in the app chat
saying don't do it.
Don't talk about the Deadpool Wolverine movie.
So you were. So are you
been
glad?
Out 10 days. People.
Are you glad I took the fall for you, Joanna?
Yeah, thanks, Nico. With your entertainment news, I'm Joanna Barba.
I'm Daniel Paulus, and whether you're wrapping up your workday,
receive up to 4 messages. Stop to stop.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
The Buzz Adams Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 5 to 10. KLAQ and KLAQ HD1, El Paso, a Town Square media station.
Team America did very well over the weekend at the Olympics, and I'm gonna take that.
Yeah, that's all good. But how did Snoop Dogg do?
Snoop Dogg was dressed really fancy. Him and Martha Stewart were doing the horses yesterday.
Yeah, celebrating her 86th birthday.
Martha
looks
great.
Oh, she can get it. Yeah. And then make you some cookies afterwards. Did you see Snoop Dogg and Kevin Hart? I'm not sure what they were doing necessarily, but they were talking about dressage, the horse event, where the horses kind of
horse crip walking.
The horse crip walking.
I freaking love that.
I love that clip. That horse is crip walking.
What's funnier is that they zoom out you can see the table, and from it you can see like Kevin Hart's feet dangling, and then you just see Snoop.
Yeah. Snoop looks like the longest, most whip-like person, doesn't he?
Most what-like?
Whip-like. Like he looks like he is the tallest, thinnest person alive.
Like a string bean.
He is kind of string beanie. But for you younger folks, just take our words. Snoop Dogg has always been rated G, Disney friendly, family friendly. Like
always. There's never been
any other side of Snoop Dogg than that. Yeah. So I'm going to take the Olympics off the table. Nico, you'll be doing news coming up in just a little bit.
So interesting. People in our app chat are kind of disagreeing with the other people.
Did you see that? Yes.
We got people that we were talking about Deadpool Wolverine, and people are like, stop talking about Deadpool Wolverine.
Y'all need to go see that movie.
Well, then that's exactly what the other people started
saying. See the movie.
It's their own fault by now. If they haven't seen it, go watch it or turn the radio down.
Wow.
You guys need to discuss the movie.
I saw that one.
Today or like
I think
Friday.
I don't know.
Hey, listen, really, like if you're gonna jerk around for like 10 days without seeing the movie, at some point
it's on you.
It's on you, right?
This rule where we're like, the people who wanted to see it really badly have already seen it by now.
I've seen a couple of trailers, and on TV they had a long 2.5-minute commercial for this movie, and I just want to know if you know anything about it, Joanna.
Okay.
It's called It Ends With Us.
Oh my God. Instagram is pushing that movie on me.
Okay, so
and I don't fully understand what it's about.
Wanted to see what it was about,
Uh-huh.
so I looked it up on Wikipedia. So it's based on a book that basically is like a Hallmark movie. It's just like a romance, but they're calling it the worldwide phenomenon.
What?
What?
But the worldwide phenomenon.
Why are you saying it like that?
Why am I saying it like that?
Yeah.
Because that's the way the guy sounds in the commercial. The worldwide phenomenon. Yeah, but I read the plot and I go, oh, it's just a sappy, like a Hallmark.
Like a romance movie.
Yeah, like a Hallmark
starring
movie.
Mrs. Ryan Reynolds.
Blake Lively?
Yes. That's who I see in the trailer all the time.
Joanna, once we get past...
have you seen the trailer for that Josh Hartnett movie?
I was in the middle of a sentence.
Sorry.
Joanna, once we get past 8 o'clock,
yes.
Remind me, we're going to let people know what the ghost song of the day is for a ghost.
A ghost?
I will let you know.
Go ahead.
Have you seen the trailer for the Josh Hartnett movie?
Yes, I want to go see that movie.
Not sure.
Trap. It's an M. Night Shyamalan movie, but
did it come out over the weekend?
Yes, and it's already getting bad reviews.
Is it really?
So I'm concerned. But I want to see it still.
So I guess the premise is Josh Hartnett takes his daughter to a Taylor Swift-like concert.
Right.
I thought it looked more like a Lady Gaga type of concert.
Okay, dude.
She's called like Lady something in the movie.
Right.
Okay.
Lady
Anyways,
Marmalade.
it turns out that the concert is just a front that the police are actually using the concert to catch a serial killer.
Oh, and Josh Hartnett is the
the serial killer.
Yeah, he's the serial killer.
You don't know. You never know.
I've seen the trailers. You do know from the trailer.
Going to be from the trailer, it makes it look like he's the serial killer.
Definitely. And he's like, I got to get
But
out of
it's
here.
M.
Like you're
Night
rooting for the
Shyamalan.
serial killer to get away.
Right. Right.
Kind of.
I want to see it.
Yeah, I kind of do too.
But you said it got pretty crappy reviews.
Yeah, they're saying like it's not great.
I am going to do a look at the Olympics here. Nico's going to have news coming up. Joanna is going to tell us the ghost song of the day, but a story that I just can't ignore any longer.
I wanna be a Kennedy.
We got to talk about RFK and that bear, man.
Be a big heartbreaker.
If it's not one thing, it's another thing with this dude.
And you can follow it in the papers. I wanna be a Kennedy.
This first, it was the brainworms. Robert Kennedy is admitting that it was him who put a dead bear cub in Central Park as a prank.
This is wild.
In 2014. So it wasn't like he was up sowing his wild oats or up to some... This, I think, would even predated the brainworms. Maybe the brainworms came first. And if this story isn't weird enough, he talked about it on social media by telling the story to Roseanne Barr.
How weird is that?
He noted, this is RFK Jr. again, he was sharing the story because he had been contacted by New Yorkers, fact checkers, who told him they were doing a story on the mysterious dead bear cub that was left in Central Park. So anyway, he says that he was going upstate to take a group of people falconing because, again,
you know, as one does.
So they were going falconing. He says a van in front of him hit a bear cub and killed it. And then he says, I knew Robert Kennedy had some wacky medical beliefs, but I didn't know how insanely weird he is.
He's so weird.
So I'm going to try and do it in my best RFK impersonation, okay? So I pulled over and I picked up the bear and I put him in the back of my van because I was
slipping into Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
Pull back.
I was going to skin the bear. I was going to skin the bear.
Because he
I don't want you to miss what's being said by my superb impression taking away from it.
Don't we have an audio clip of him doing it?
We do have an audio clip.
Yeah, seriously.
yourself, buddy.
As good as your impression is.
All right.
A woman in a van in front of me hit a bear and killed a young bear. So I pulled over and I picked up the bear and put him in the back of my van. I had an old bike in my car that somebody asked me to get rid of. I said, let's go put the bear in Central Park and we'll make it look like he got hit by a bear.
He goes on to say that they went out...
What kind of bike would that be to get a bear cub killed?
Like a unicycle. I've seen bears riding those before, I think. So
the bear didn't have a crash on the unicycle. He was hit by the Okay, I don't know.
Right. It's so bizarre. So he takes the dead bear cub because he's going to skin it and put the meat in his refrigerator.
That was his original plan.
Okay, now I do totally believe he ate a dog. I mean, if there was any doubt in my mind before,
he ate a dog
he
for sure.
definitely ate
confirms
it.
it, right?
He was willing to eat a bear that got hit by a van down by the river.
I always wondered who would be the people that actually pay money in those Hostel movies for a chance to like kill or torture somebody. And I think Robert F. Kennedy.
If it came out that maybe Robert F. Kennedy might have taken a little Euro trip
to Hostel land, yeah.
He then said there'd been a series of bike accidents in New York, and he thought it would be funny to put the dead bear cub in Central Park. And then he goes on to say, and I turned on the TV, and there was like a mile of yellow tape, and there were 20 cop cars. There were helicopters flying over it. And I was like, oh, my God, what did I do?
Wait, no, now you're not doing the impression anymore.
Oh, no. There were helicopters flying over, and I was like, oh, my God, what did I do? And
now you're doing Dana Carvey's George Bush.
Then there were some people on TV, black tie-back suits with gloves on. They were examining the bear, and it became a big news story in New York on all
like
three
somebody
networks.
Called the police, of course.
There was like all these news reporters, and he's like, hey, what happened?
There was police tape everywhere.
I didn't see any bear.
He shows up, hey, what happened? And someone's like, somebody killed a bear.
Fortunately, I'm a Kennedy, so I carry a tarp in my back in the trunk of my car at all times.
Well, I'm falconing. Or what was he doing?
Falconing. What the hell, Robert F. Kennedy Jr.? Somehow Trump is not the weirdest presidential candidate this year, and I can't believe I'm saying that.
Every time I hear a story about this dude, it's against my will.
I believe the brainworms are having some effect.
I need to check and see which came first, the bear cub in Central Park or the brainworm.
Well, I got the worms for the bear.
Age-old question. What came first? The brainworms or the dead bear?
We are going to have an updated Olympic count.
Right. Did the worms make him do the bear stunt, or did the bear give him the worms?
Did he ever end up eating the bear? No, I guess he left the body in Central Park, so he never got to enjoy.
His tastes lean more toward dog.
Simone Biles won gold again over the weekend. The greatest gymnast of all time. Here she is on Saturday night and her gold-winning vault. That's her 7th medal on Saturday, tied for the 3rd most gold by any female American Olympian in any sport.
It is Simone Biles. There it is. Biles and Jade Carey.
And Olympic champion, Simone Biles.
Golden again. Simone Biles, and we're not done.
The announcer there said not done because she will be on the floor tonight. She could win 2 more gold medals tonight, or I guess here in a couple of hours.
All right.
Right. I got a question for you. I'm sure Simone Biles is doing fine financially. You know, I don't know how that all works. Okay. Would you pay $50 to go see Simone Biles, like do a bunch of gymnastic stuff at the Don Haskins Center? I'm just asking. Do you think enough people to pack it out would go see just go see her do her floor routine and all that stuff?
What's the show like? Is she the headliner, and like is there a set time?
Is there going to be others?
Does she have an opening acts? Because then I could just skip the openers.
I don't think. Have you ever paid to see gymnastics?
No.
But you would, right? If Simone Biles was going to be at the Don Haskins Center, you would pay to see her do her stuff.
Well, I dated a gymnast.
Hell yeah. You did?
We know about you and Mitch Gaylord.
Come on, nobody, first of all, even knows who that is. Second of all, what a homophobic thing to say.
It's just that they don't have venues where you go.
Did you look up Mitch Gaylord? Yeah. Okay.
You should consider yourself lucky. You know, he was Val Kilmer's body double in Batman. In the Batman that Val Kilmer was in. No, don't care. Anyway, I'm
still upset by that comment.
I'm just musing about this. Okay, Nico, I'll take the bait. Tell us about the gymnast you dated.
Oh, I dated a gymnast.
Okay.
That's it?
Did they go to the Olympics?
She did not.
Yeah, I don't see how that's pertinent then. If they
just saying, you said would you pay to go see a gymnast?
Yeah.
And my answer was, yeah, kind of.
Okay.
Skaters, world-class skaters can find jobs in the Ice Capades or Disney on Ice. Or
I know stories about those guys.
Yeah, and gals. They don't have anything similar. And it's not like I'm making light, but hey, you could pack out a place like the Don Haskins Center with gymnastics fans who would pay a pretty penny to go and see Simone Biles. She should think about doing it, and she should remember that I was the first person to ever have this idea. They could have like some kind of Cirque du Soleil type of thing going on around her, but when it was her turn to do it, you focused on the greatness that is Simone Biles.
You just answered your own question that they do have a Disney on Ice for gymnasts, and it's called Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah, I don't know that they have a lot of Olympians.
I think they do have a lot of ex-gymnasts.
Nobody goes to the Cirque du Soleil to see a specific athlete, though. Would you agree with that?
No, nobody does that.
Nobody does. You
maybe a specific performer.
I think you would shell out if it's like, oh my God, it's going to be this whole amazing evening, like the Chinese acrobats or whatever. But Simone Biles is going to be at the center of it.
They're called Asian acrobats, first of all, sir.
No, they're not. They're called Chinese acrobats. It would be a way to make a ton of money.
Okay, you know those Disney on Ice skaters, Joanna?
Yeah.
All former Olympic skaters.
Yeah, I think that's what they do.
Drunk the entire time.
No.
They could do it all drunk. That's how good they are.
Yes, that they are so good.
And they just get loaded?
They're just loaded the whole time, and sex everywhere.
Really?
Yeah.
On ice?
The Disney on Ice or the Ice Capades people.
Mm-hmm. Dirty, dirty people.
All right. And that's why we got to make cardboard beds. In the Olympic swimming pool, Team USA's Bobby Fink won the men's 1500 freestyle.
Bobby Fink, who came back in both of his Olympic races in the 800 and the 1500 in Tokyo in unbelievable, scintillating fashion, has flipped the script for this one. Bobby Fink running away in the end in a race he never trailed. Back-to-back golds in the 1500 for Fink. World record as well. What a race for Fink.
Bobby Fink. And let's stay in the pool for a while. Katie Ledecky continues to make Olympic history. The American won her 9th swimming gold medal. She won it on Saturday in the women's 800 meter. Let's listen in.
2 Americans trying to get on the podium here. Ledecky is pulling away from Titmus in the end. And the 800 still belongs to the one and only Katie Ledecky. First woman in history to win 4 Olympic golds in the same event in any sport.
All right. The next sport is the shot put. And America did very well with the gold medal, a gold and silver finalist.
Oh, cool.
Ryan Krauser is the name to know. He is the GOAT of shot put. Let's listen in.
Ryan Krauser, we cannot overlook how special that man is.
8 consecutive global championships, including Paris. He has won a medal at every one of them. The most consistent American shot putter in history, and the greatest shot putter in history, has won his 3rd consecutive Olympic gold. Ryan Krauser, the Olympic champion once again, as he reigns in Paris.
So it seems like shot put is one of those events where everybody does kind of the same technique. You know, there are some things where people have different techniques. Pole vaulting, for instance. Some people, it seems like everybody kind of does the exact same move to accomplish what they're trying to get done with the shot put.
Throw a heavy ball real far.
How much do they weigh? Like a cannonball? I bet
they're close. No, like a small cannon.
All those dudes are gargantuans, though. They're just like solid muscle.
So, ladies. DJ in our app chat says, in the 90s, I went to see the U.S. Olympic gymnastics team at the Don Haskins.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so it wasn't a new idea from you, bud.
Damn it.
Yeah.
I've never heard of such a thing. How much did you pay? I bet it was a free event. I'm talking about charging like $60, upper, maybe a meet and greet for $200. You get to meet Simone Biles and take a picture. God, we could make off like Bandit Simone.
Also, yeah, right.
My idea.
Oh wow, there's something called Gold Over America Tour that I think takes. Oh yeah, it takes gymnasts and puts them on tour.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you can see them all over the country. Olympic gymnasts.
It hasn't really taken off. I think you need a marquee name like Simone Biles.
I think she's on this.
Okay. I want to talk about this sport here for a second.
Athleta presents Gold Over America Tour starring Simone Biles.
Oh my God.
It did not take them long to rip off my idea.
Or do you think that your brain sees these things already and then like just forgets?
No, because I've never heard of that. What's this?
This is the Gold Over America Tour.
Thank you, Aldair and Amy.
And it has Simone Biles. Oh, nice.
I'm not aware of it ever coming to. It isn't. Is it
just like your comedy? Your ideas are hacky.
Oh yeah, look at that.
I want to talk about the sport of sprinting because
sprint.
I don't think anybody could name a more peacocking sport than sprinting. You know what I mean? Like when the boxers come in, that's peacocking.
Mm-hmm.
The sprinters are every bit as pompous as the boxer coming in, every bit as show busy as a matador. Like, I mean, it is one of the most peacocking things.
With glasses and a coat and stuff.
Okay, so we're going to talk about Noah Lyles here for a second. Noah Lyles ended up winning the 100 meter. So these guys are lightning fast. He won by 0.005 of a second. So here's what I just want to put this out there. He was wearing gold and silver chains. He had braided into his hair what looked like a pearl in every hair.
A pearl.
If it comes down to 0.005 seconds.
It was that weight, man.
Why have any weight? I'd run naked if I could, right? Just to get as much. Those chains have got to weigh something. You know, and it could come down to 0.005 seconds. It seems like you would not want to wear a necklace. A lot of them had like Fitbits on it, looked like watches. Man, you got to shed all that stuff. It gets down there to 100th of a second. Anyway,
and he still won.
But everybody they are elite athletes and they play the part, the sprinters. So let's hear from American Noah Lyles.
Noah Lyles said after he was defeated yesterday in his heat, I won't be underestimating my opponents again, and I feel sorry for my competitors. There's an Olympic gold medal waiting for somebody who wants it the
What I say, peacocking, right? I feel sorry for my competitors. That is some big time peacocking.
There's an Olympic gold medal waiting for somebody who wants it the most. This is close. Jamaica's going to do it on debut. They're working on the photo. Noah Lyles is looking anxiously.
The announcer messed it up. He called Jamaica, but it wasn't. It was Noah Lyles from the USA.
It's Noah Lyles, and it had to go to a photo finish to decide it.
And finally, Scotty Scheffler, who was arrested just a couple of months ago at the U.S. Open, won gold in men's U.S. golf.
Excellent shot. And Scotty Scheffler adds gold to his green jackets. The United States has won another gold medal here in Paris. Scotty Scheffler is an Olympic champion.
All right. That is a recap of the Olympics. Great weekend for the Americans. Let's get the latest and most up-to-date account.
This Olympic medal count is brought to you by the letters U, S, and A.
Thank you, Olivia. The United States, 19 gold medals. China, also 19 gold medals. France, 12 gold medals. Australia, also 12 gold medals. Great Britain, 10 gold medals.
All right. Maybe our heavy metal singer will have his voice back by tomorrow for the heavy metal count. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, Nico Ajimian is on the way with news headlines.
There was a crypto sell-off that wiped out over $270 billion in value yesterday. All the details next in news.
Coming up after the Buzz Adams Morning Show, Glenn Garza and Daniel Paulus.
Requires eligible plan coverage and other restrictions apply. Visit att.com/onenetwork for details.
Broadcasting from El Paso for El Paso. The Buzz Adams Morning Show on 95.5 KLAQ.
Okay, let's hit it.
Joanna, can you play a little bit of the Ghost song of the day for today?
Course.
All right.
Why?
Why?
Because it's
August.
August.
Yep. Our grand prize winner is going to win an autographed Phantom guitar by Hagstrom, autographed by Tobias Forge. Without the autograph, it's over $2,000 prize package. With the autograph, who knows? We're going to tell you the Ghost song of the day every Monday through Friday during the morning show. This is the second time, so I'm not going to repeat it again. I'm not allowed to. But we're going to let you know what hour and what song, and we'll even let you hear a little bit of it. When you hear that song later today, what you want to do is be the 31st caller into the studio. And the studio line is 915-910-4995. That's 915-910-4995. And you win a copy of the new Ghost movie soundtrack right here, right now. But you're one of our qualifiers to win the grand prize, the autographed Phantom guitar, autographed by Tobias Forge. So today's song is going to be in the 11 o'clock hour by Ghost. It's Cerise. Did I get that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds right to me.
Let's hear a little of Cerise, and then you'll be listed for it in the 11 o'clock hour today.
Sure.
The scars inside you.
All right. Listen for that song in the 11 o'clock hour and be caller number 31. And you win the soundtrack. Also register for the grand prize. Once again, it is Cerise from Ghost during August. And your chance to be a winner. Let's go ahead and get to today's news.
Wake up, fool!
Wow! Today is Monday.
TGIM. Here is Nico Jimian with our look at Monday news headlines. Good morning, Nico.
Good morning, Buzz. Good morning, Joanna, and welcome back.
Thank you, Boo.
A plea deal was announced on Wednesday that would have allowed the alleged mastermind of 9/11 and two of his accomplices to avoid the death penalty. That deal was controversial, especially with the families of victims of the attack, and it wasn't allowed to stand. Late Friday, a memo was published on the Pentagon's press site from Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin. Writing to retired Brigadier General Susan K. Escalier, Austin said, quote, effective immediately, I hereby withdraw your authority in the above referenced case to enter into a pretrial agreement. Then follow that with, I hereby withdraw from the 3 pretrial agreements that you signed on July 31st.
The Secretary of Defense makes that call?
I guess for military justice, I guess.
Okay.
Or, well, because they're under military tribunals, right? Guantanamo, I think, is government one. The president of 9/11 Justice, which represents families of the victims, Brett Eagleson, said, we are astounded and deeply frustrated that our families were not consulted or even notified in advance of the plea deal or its subsequent revocation. The plea deal affecting Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, Walid bin Atash, and Mustafa al-Hawasawi was to have been presented to a judge in Guantanamo as early as this week. The attacks on September 11th killed about 3,000 people in New York. What do you think about that?
These guys have been incarcerated for 20 plus years, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's no way they're getting out.
No. I believe the plea deal was to...
And they're at Guantanamo.
I believe they were going to enter in a plea deal of guilty and then be moved to a maximum security prison.
Would they have it better or worse at a maximum security prison?
Than Guantanamo Bay?
Yeah.
Good question.
Guantanamo actually seems lovely. I saw a few good men. I mean, other than the fact that you're in a prison.
You're so dumb.
Probably smell the ocean breeze coming right off the coast.
Prison might be worse for them if they were allowed into general population.
I doubt it.
Yeah, I doubt they would be.
I mean, I didn't lose anybody on 9/11, and I definitely defer to anybody who did, but it almost seems like, you know, you've kept these guys locked up 20 years, keep them locked up another 20, and they'll be dead. Right?
Yeah. Well, I think there's some people that are still human rights advocates that are trying to fight for them, and then there's...
Fight for them to what? Not get the death penalty? There's no way they should ever be let out of prison. I don't think that's even remotely under consideration.
No, I think it's about moving them.
No. All right.
United Auto Workers President Shawn Fain appeared on Face the Nation yesterday and made it clear that the union is supporting Vice President Kamala Harris for president. But then the conversation turned to who she should pick as her running mate. Fain told Margaret Brennan that the union's top 2 picks are Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. Here is Shawn Fain on Face the Nation.
We've really broken down these candidates, really looked at them, and I'll tell you, my favorite's Andy Beshear from Kentucky. I mean, the man stood with us. We really like Tim Walz from Minnesota also. Think he's an awesome guy for labor, 100% behind labor. And those would be our top 2 if we had to pick any.
Well, Harris is expected to announce her pick any time now, right?
Yeah, it could be happening just any minute. Probably, definitely before the end of the day, they think.
Well, and more presidential news. It might be the first time anyone's ever had a story that used the phrases presidential candidate and prank with a dead bear together.
No, I'm sure Teddy Roosevelt got up to some bear-related hijinks.
You think
back
so?
in his day, yeah.
In a video,
man rode a bull moose. You know that? There's a famous cartoon of him on the back of a bull moose.
Well, because he had the bull moose party.
Yeah, but I bet he rode a moose as well.
Okay.
It just seems like a.
Did you just discount the bull moose party completely and really think he rode a moose?
I think he might. I mean, I believe it.
Okay.
Listen, he's maybe the most interesting president of all time. He's a character in Newsies.
Okay.
He was the governor of New York, and he was a police detective. He was the head of the police detectives in New York.
Yes, Teddy Roosevelt was a treasure.
Yeah.
100 years ago.
That man could wear some jodhpurs like nobody's business.
In a video with Roseanne Barr, independent presidential candidate Robert.
I did this story thinking, Nico won't have to do it in the news.
Oh, you did do that?
I did. I went in depth on
That's
it.
why we talked about it for a second.
Oh, I thought you still wanted me to do it.
No, I just said I can't.
And we'll probably talk about it again later in the show because
I was taking a group of people falconing up in Goshen, New York, up in the Hudson Valley, and I was supposed to meet them there at like maybe 8 or 9. I was driving up maybe really early, like 7, and that woman in a van in front of me hit a bear and killed it, a young bear. So I pulled over and I picked up the bear and put it in the back of my van.
Boy, there's really something about members of the Kennedy family not notifying the authorities when
After
a
they hit
vehicular
something.
accident has happened. They do not like getting the police involved if it involves them in their car.
What could his reasoning have been?
Because I was going to skin the bear, and it was very good condition, and I was going to put the meat in my refrigerator. And you can do that in New York City. You can get a bear tag for a roadkill bear.
Dude, okay, so in Oklahoma, people would talk about their crazy uncle who
did this
took
or that.
roadkill, and nobody really did it. I didn't think. You know who's doing it? RFK Jr., I guess. But that wasn't the story, that he saw somebody hit a bear. He took the bear and dumped it in Central Park as some kind of prank.
Mm-hmm. Crazy. Just insano.
he's all, this will be funny.
Also, he was telling this story to Roseanne Barr just to add that little extra oomph of weirdness.
He's all, you remember that dead bear in
Central Park?
Central Park?
Yeah, it was a big news story. I did that.
I did it.
Well,
I did it.
the reason he came
And Roseanne
forward
was
with
all,
this.
Shut up.
The reason he came forward is because he had been in fact checkers from New Yorker magazine had called and said, "Hey, we're doing a story on this," and
it was going to come out eventually.
We think we know it's you.
We think you did it.
All right.
Was he going to make it like since it was a bear cub, make it like a tiny little bearskin rug? I was going to skin it and turn the fur into a bath mat.
It was a rough day on Wall Street Friday, and today might not be any better. Fueled in part by a huge sell-off of cryptocurrencies over the weekend, future trading for the Dow and NASDAQ slid yesterday, with Japan's Nikkei index dropping around 7%. As a result, what were you going to say?
I'm now getting a little pissed off at you crypto bros. I know some people got rich, but now you're affecting like the regular economy.
As a result of the crypto sell-off, Bitcoin fell to its lowest level since February, trading at around $54,000 for one crypto coin. While it was a huge drop that wiped out about $270 billion from the value of crypto overall, Bitcoin is still up almost 23% this year. But buckle up, folks, because you're going to see here a lot more information about the economy. A scene of violence early Saturday morning at the Red Rock Casino Resort and Spa left 3 people in the hospital. 2 of them were stabbed while the third was shot, with 2 of the initial injured in critical condition. Police have not identified any of the people involved as of last night, but did say there was no ongoing threat to the public. Now, as I'm talking about 3 people getting shot,
I'm sorry.
What are you laughing
I
at?
forgot my microphone was on.
What was he laughing at?
What are you
We were
laughing
talking about Snoop Dogg earlier, about an hour ago.
Yes.
Are you looking at Derek's emails?
Snoop looks like Jafar.
Yeah.
Oh, shizzle. He does look like Jafar.
Derek has some of the funniest headlines. What was the other one?
Great.
Nico, did you see the one about House of the Dragon?
Oh, yeah, I did.
And I want to say it on air, but I don't think I can say that word on air. Right. All right. Well, a bounce house. You know those bounce houses at parties?
Mm-hmm.
One that was full of children on Friday was taken airborne by a wind gust, leading to the death of a 5-year-old boy.
No. You hear these stories, and you hope nobody's seriously hurt.
Mm-hmm.
How high up in the air did it go?
The inflatable was carried 15 to 20 feet into the air by wind, with the children falling from inside the bounce house before it crashed onto the field during a Southern Maryland Blues Crabs baseball game. The house was set up by Regency Furniture Stadium, where the Blue Crabs played, to entertain kids while the game was going on, and had been secured by stakes that were hammered into the ground, but then came out. Des Moines, Iowa thought it had put a feather in its cap by proposing restrictions to the number of chicken residents would be allowed to have. Excuse me.
How many chicken residents people would be allowed to have? Well, I've got a couple. They don't have their citizenship yet, but they're not permanent residents, but, most of them here are Americans.
Okay, so I
say, boy, what is a chicken resident? I never heard of a chicken resident, but I'd be in favor of a chicken president. I say.
Let me do this over again.
Okay.
Start over.
Not chicken resident. Okay. Des Moines, Iowa thought it had put a feather in its cap
from all those chickens
by proposing restrictions to the number of chickens residents would be allowed to have, cutting that number from 30 to 12 and banning roosters.
What?
Right?
Iowa?
That one's weird.
Yeah.
It seems like people in Iowa could have as many chickens as they want.
I didn't know you were allowed up to 30 at this point.
Do they mean inside the city limits or?
Well, then I think within city limits. Then the chickens marched on City Hall. Last week, chicken parade organizer Ed Fallon led a group that marched from the State House to City Hall with their chickens in tow. While the proposal had gotten preliminary approval, the push from the pullets had an effect.
Yeah, well, this protest really laid an egg, I'll bet.
City manager... No, this can't be right.
Are you reading an Onion story?
Did you check your sources?
City manager Colonel Sanders.
What's your source on this?
No, I'm
story?
just kidding. City manager Scott Sanders issued a... What if he was a colonel? Wouldn't that be hilarious? City manager Scott Sanders issued a statement Friday evening saying the city will work on amendments to the proposed restrictions that will better serve the entire fowl community. Mm-hmm. What, Joanna?
They better be careful. They got to get a permit or they'll run afoul
of the law. And Hurricane Debbie has made landfall in Florida as a Category 1 storm. The National Hurricane Center says Debbie came ashore this morning in the state's Big Bend area.
Just one, though.
Just one.
So a little Debbie. Could become a much bigger Debbie.
You used this joke earlier when you did the story, and it's still just as funny.
I wrote it down. That's the recycler.
Is it really? Little Debbie. You're going to use Little Debbie.
Yeah.
Okay. Maximum sustained wind. You know what? Never mind. Whatever about this story.
It's all fun and jokes and laughs until an entire city gets flattened, right?
Right. A polite thief is on the loose in San Bernardino, California. After a suspect allegedly broke into a few area businesses, he left notes saying sorry. One said, sorry, ! Need $ for drugs. Won't come back.
Oh, like I've already hit you. You don't have to worry about me again.
But he did this at multiple places, breaking and stealing money and leaving.
Need $
for drugs. The guy is at large still. But it's not so. It's not so nice to steal despite even leaving the notes. He's broken glass, he's broken cash registers, and left things thrown all over the floors of the businesses.
Probably broken wind, even.
Okay. I can't take you seriously. Martha Stewart had a special birthday celebration while at the Paris Olympics. Snoop Dogg and Cookie Monster teamed with Entertainment Tonight host Scott Evans to surprise the home expert for her 83rd birthday. In a video posted to TikTok, Evans shared, well, how about you just hear it from him?
Favorite part of Paris so far?
Oh, me love the food.
All the food?
Yeah, there's something called a crookie.
A crookie?
It's a cookie croissant combination.
Look at that! Happy birthday!
Yeah, enjoy your birthday.
Oh, Cookie Monster, you're so sweet.
Shall we take a bite?
Let's take a bite.
Let's have a bite.
All right.
Do a little nom.
That sounded really pornographic, I got to tell you.
Did it really?
Nom, nom, nom.
To you?
I did it all for the cookie. The cookie.
Buzz Adams.
How dumb would you feel with your hand in a puppet and then because the cookies have to go somewhere when he eats them.
Yeah, they go all over the place.
Right. He's never eaten one cookie.
He doesn't ingest them.
Yeah.
They just splatter.
He doesn't have a digestive tract.
Because he's a cookie monster.
I thought there was a puppeteer with a sleeve full of cookies. With your news, Nico.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, appreciate it, buddy. Steve's going to come by later this morning. Steve Kaplowitz coming up in just a few minutes. A lot of phone calls have been coming in. Appreciate hearing from everybody. We'll try and get some more calls on a little bit later, but much more ahead as the Buzz Adams Morning Show continues.
The Daily Calendar. It's August 5th. What a weird choice for National Oyster Day. Did you know that higher bacteria content in the ocean makes it prohibitive to eat oysters in the summer? But enjoy your day, oysters. It's also Dash Cam Day, a good way to protect yourself while driving. It's also Work Like a Dog Day. My dog just naps, so yeah, I can do that. Napping and pooping. And that's your August 5th Daily Calendar.
Hey, it's Double G. Coming up after the Buzz Adams Morning Show, all good too. It's time to start my day.
Breathe happy, so breathe, la 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 la.
Live from the KLAQ studios, the Buzz Adams Morning Show. Courtesy of Glasheen, Vyas, and Inderman Personal Injury Lawyers at GVILaw.com.
I just got like the 5th request that we replay from Friday's show when you bust intern Alberto for chewing on your remote control.
Oh my God, it was so great. By the way, welcome Joanna. Welcome back.
Hi, Steve.
How was your vacation? Good?
It was lovely.
Awesome.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, you missed one of the funniest things I've seen in a long time. In fact, have you seen the remote yet, Joanna?
I have not seen said remote.
Why are you keeping it?
I have to. How am I going to
remote?
How the hell am I going to operate the cable box if I don't have this?
So here's a typical call that like what I've gotten.
Yeah.
Hey, Alberto chewed on Steve's remote. You're like, what are you? Are you like a puppy? Oh my God, I'm doing dishes right now, and I didn't listen to Friday's podcast.
Okay.
Morning, Mo Show. Hey, Joanna. I know you're out Friday, but I wish they could play the audio on how Alberto giggled like a 4-year-old little girl whenever Cappy outed him out about chewing his remote. I mean, it's worth looking back at it. It is hilarious the way he giggled. He sounded like a giddy little 4-year-old girl.
Oh, my God.
Anyways, have a great day, guys. Bye-bye. Love y'all.
Oh, my God.
So guess who's been going through the air checks of Friday to find the giggle for you, Joanna?
During the show. And I noticed something that is so weird and peculiar, I had to point it out.
Yeah.
What?
There's bite marks on the front of my remote control. Like,
let me check it out.
Look at right where between the power and the system button. Look at the bite marks on that thing.
Who's been biting your remote?
So I asked about this, And Adrian, before I could even say, he goes, I know who did this. And I go, really? And I go, who? He goes, I guarantee you it was Alberto.
What?
He said Alberto bites everything at the radio station. And I'm guarantee you it was Alberto.
What?
He said Alberto bites everything at the radio station. And I'm trying to think
Are you a chewer like a puppy?
Yes.
Yeah, that giggling was Alberto's giggle, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Also,
guarantee you it was Alberto.
What? That's hilarious.
I had to bring the remote control so Joanna can see it.
Oh my God. How does he?
He puts it in the corner of his mouth and he bites into it like he actually starts gnawing on it, not in the front teeth,
There
but like
are
on the.
legit marks on this.
I told you.
I thought you guys were just being funny.
Oh no,
Steve! Isn't it also weird? It's a public remote, like so.
Right?
Also, you guys had
everybody's hands have been on that.
Yes,
You
who
guys had
knows?
COVID in that studio last week,
Yes,
2 weeks ago.
That's right. Now listen, in all fairness, the remote stays in my talk studio, and I'm the one there 90% of the time working with it. But still, it was one of those weird things where I'm trying to put on the Olympics, and I look at the remote because I'm not oblivious. I kind of make sure I can see things, and it looked strange. And I took a closer look, and I go, "Oh my God, someone's been biting." It looked like a dog was biting into it too. But Alberto was very quick to apologize.
That little giggle.
Yeah, you need to take that laugh and make a laugh track out of that.
Let's talk about the Olympics. Great weekend for Team USA.
I mean, really, it's been spectacular for them. And, they've really started to come to the top when it comes to track and field, to gymnastics. I know Simone Biles today tripped on the balance beam, but, she's been terrific with the injuries she's had to fight through. And all in all, just swimming, Katie Ledecky, and continuing to stack all those golds up. It's been fun.
Let's listen as Simone Biles won gold on the vault.
Well, she calls red her power color, and she's got some power today.
Second vault.
All she's got to do is put it to her feet. We don't know the score yet, but she's going to be the Olympic champion on vault.
Scotty Scheffler wins gold for the USA. Scotty Scheffler was back on the leaderboard on Saturday.
What a year he's had.
Xander Schauffele was on top. John
Yeah,
Rahm
he was
up
arrested.
there. He got arrested by the Louisville police, and now he's a gold medal winner for the United States.
Excellent shot. And Scotty Scheffler adds gold to his green jackets. The United States has won another gold medal here in Paris. Scotty Scheffler is an Olympic champion.
You know what would be cool is if he shows up to the Masters, the Masters dinner next year wearing his green jacket and the gold medal, like has it all just in one outfit. That would be fantastic.
And his mugshot.
He seems like a very modest individual. So Scotty Scheffler's like 29 years old. He just seems, his demeanor and even the way he looks, he seems more like a middle-aged man. You know, he's just like a young guy who seems...
carries himself real well.
Yeah, he
How
does.
are they still letting him play golf after he killed somebody?
You know what? You're talking about the Louisville police officer that might have got drugged for a second?
Dragged.
Yeah.
I was thinking drugged. I was like, really?
He
He gave him a roofie?
Noah Lyles won the gold in this insane photo finish. He won by 0.005 of a second. I don't even know what is that? Like 100th, 1,000th of a second?
I think it's like 5,000ths of a second.
So I want you to hear some of the audio.
Noah Lyles said after he was defeated yesterday in his heat, I won't be underestimating my opponents again, and I feel sorry for my competitors. There's an Olympic gold medal waiting for somebody who wants it the most. This is close. Jamaica's going to do it on debut.
He got it wrong.
Yeah,
they
he
had
did.
to go back, but it was so close.
They're working on the photo. Noah Lyles is looking anxiously. It's Noah Lyles, and it had to go to a photo finish to decide it.
By the way, that's okay. Let me just say this, right? Whenever you have a race that close, when it ends, the appropriate thing to do is say, too close to call. That way, you're protecting yourself so you're not possibly calling the wrong one.
You're saying that as a professional sports broadcaster.
Well, this guy's taking criticism for calling. I mean, it's shown up in a story that the announcer got it wrong.
But whenever there's that close of a finish, whether it's horse racing or track or anything, swimming, you just always say, well, that's too close to call.
That's too close to call. Right. If they got to break it down into 0.005 second, I just want to say that sprinters are elite athletes, but they're also kind of the rock stars of the Olympics. I mean, as far as peacocking, you know what I mean, peacocking. They
walk out like
they're on the track, and it's like a boxer with an entourage.
Like it's a prize
fight.
fight.
I'm not saying they have an entourage, but you very much get the feeling,
they're the big time. They're big time. Yeah.
And
you don't see that with swimming as much.
They've got as much, like just, I'm trying to think, confidence and...
Like Usain Bolt had swag.
They've got the vibe of a matador. You know, it's like they're the fancy... Do you get what I'm saying?
I do.
Okay, so down to 0.005 of a second. Before the race was taking place, they were showing Noah Lyles. So before he won, I was noticing he had a gold chain and he had a silver chain around his neck. And he also had braided into his hair, for like every braid, he had a pearl braided into it.
Really?
And, yeah.
Wow. So he had some serious drip going.
Yeah, he wasn't the only one. A lot of them had either watches or Fitbits on. And I'm thinking when you get down to 0.005 of a second, maybe the weight of your chain and the pearls in your hair could have cost you, 1/100th of a second.
Could have been. Or maybe they gave him a little extra aerodynamic speed towards the end, and the pearls were the difference.
Maybe there's some kind of plan in place.
You never know.
They really are the peacocks of the Olympics.
Nice.
Any other thoughts on the Olympics, Steve?
Yeah, I mean, did you watch? Okay, listen.
I watched
yesterday,
a lot. Over the weekend, I watched a lot of Olympics.
Did you watch Novak Djokovic against Carlos Alcaraz yesterday in the morning in the men's tennis gold medal match at Roland Garros?
I didn't.
Oh, it's fantastic. Fantastic. Novak Djokovic won. It was the Joker's first gold medal in the Olympic Games, but that was just such a good match.
They call him the Joker?
They do.
Well, some people call him the Space Cowboy.
God. And by the way, let me say this too about Peacock. Peacock was the app to be on this weekend because not only did you get the Olympics, but then you had SummerSlam on Saturday. SummerSlam was terrific. Roman Reigns returned, and that caused a lot of controversy as he hit his cousin Solo Sikoa and knocked him out and allowed Cody Rhodes to win. You also had Drew McIntyre beating CM Punk. Tons of title changes. It's a good night. Good night of wrestling from Cleveland.
Hey, Cappy, somebody in our our app chat is asking if it's true they are making flag football a sport in 2028.
It is.
At the Olympics.
Oh, by the way, I think it's his brother, not cousin, in Solo. Is flag football? Yeah, I think that I've heard that's on the agenda of sports to add, which, by the way, I mean, you tell me, what is America going to do? Are they going to get all these former NFL players that just retired and put them on the flag football team? Or are we going to have like younger world-class flag-only football
There's probably a different skill set. I mean, there's probably definitely a lot of similarity. You want to be as fast and as quick as possible.
True.
But you don't necessarily have to run people over.
Yeah, it's a good point.
You know what I mean?
Good
There's
point.
probably a different skill set that goes into it.
Although if you stiff arm somebody,
I don't know if
stiff
you're
arm
allowed
works.
to do that.
You might not be able to stiff arm playing flag.
Do you know the rules? When's the last time you played flag football?
Intramurals.
Yeah,
I played intramurals in like '93 when I was at UT. We had a flag football team that just couldn't win games.
Also,
11 on a side or
7
on a side.
You wouldn't need to recruit like big guys, right?
No, I think
because you wouldn't need like people to block or.
It's like I watched some of the 3-on-3 basketball. So the 3-on-3 game is a different game. You're trying to accomplish something different than you are in basketball.
That's right.
And their style of play. So one of Rick Barry's kids is on the team,
Okay.
and there are a lot of talented basketball players, but you're playing a different discipline. And I would imagine flag football is going to be obviously without tackling.
Makes total sense. We had baseball this weekend. El Paso played Oklahoma City. They rocked Walker Buehler in his Major League injury rehab Friday night, and now that series is over. So the Chihuahuas back on the road starting tomorrow.
Oh my God! I forgot to ask you about this, guys. Did you see the pole vaulter who failed his vault because of his
pole,
his peen?
His junk.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. So I did not see this. I had seen a reference to it. Can you describe it to me?
Yeah, so I guess there's a French pole vaulter, and he is in the middle of his vault. He goes right over the top, and as he's going over the top, his member gets caught just a little bit.
Oh my! Make that bigger.
Of course,
I
Joanna.
don't think it can get any bigger.
Yeah, I guess he must be like gigantic.
Oh,
did you see that?
I give it a 10 for that bounce.
But he would have made it over the side if his dong hadn't caught on the pole.
I think. Well, just
Joanna, can you see the outline?
I can. Yeah.
I thought you were supposed to only use one pole. That is Anthony Ammirati,
who'll be a new OnlyFans star after the Olympics.
I don't doubt it.
His knee hit before his junk definitely hit it, but not until after his leg.
It dragged on it.
Yeah. The internet was watching the bar get knocked off by this Frenchman's dong, is what it looks like. So we wrote a song about it just in time for these Olympics. Here you go. This is the French pole vault.
So to speak, in his pants there in France, come true. Gold within his reach, oh yeah. At his athletic peak, he has the meats just like Arby's, but who knew? He leaves his feet to beat the world. Jump was strong, should've won, what went wrong? Pole was long, not as long as his dong.
True.
Bar went bonk, that tree trunk knocked it off. Dream is gone, but his schlong will live on.
All right, thank you for the Olympic update, Steve.
Good to see you guys.
Good to see you. Happy Monday. Have a great week. Come back and see us soon.
You bet.
All right, let's take a break. More of the Buzz Adams Morning Show's on the way right after this.
While you're working away, we're working for you. Our job.
Go to ZipRecruiter.com. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
The Buzz Adams Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 5 to 10. KLAQ and KLAQ HD1, El Paso, a town square media station.
I think I still have Olympic fever, but I'm starting to get Mike Tirico intolerance.
Who is Mike Tirico?
He's the guy that's the main announcer there.
Oh, okay.
So out of the blue, Nico asked me to look up this Paraguayan swimmer.
Yeah, I saw this. I saw this headline that said Paraguayan swimmer creating leaves Olympic Village for inappropriate behavior.
Swimmer Luana Alonso kicked out of Olympic Village for quote inappropriate behavior.
Now that made me think, oh, this is gonna be scandalous.
Yeah, what's going on here?
All right.
Okay, so Joanna, this is the Paraguayan swimmer here.
Oh wow, she's beautiful.
Look.
Oh my God.
Right?
Yeah, seriously.
You could bake cookies off of her stomach.
You could.
And I would eat those cookies.
Yeah.
We would share them.
Those
or
are
a glass of milk.
I can't tell you what those are called.
What are they called?
Gutters.
Stupid.
That's only on guys.
For guys.
Not the way I do.
Why does she need gutters?
Did you hear what he said?
Yeah, not the way I do it. And then he made a crude hand gesture, Joanna.
Of course he did.
So Luana Alonso is quite the specimen. Right? You agree?
Yeah, I wonder what it feels like to be God's favorite.
Well, she's not, because she retired from swimming after failing to advance into the women's 100-meter butterfly.
I'm sure
And she was
could
asked
find
to leave
something
the
else
Olympic Village for creating what they said an inappropriate environment. Man, she might have been the reason that French pole vaulter didn't make it over the top of the bar.
That is the inappropriateness.
The head of the Paraguayan Olympic Committee said her presence is creating an inappropriate atmosphere within Team Paraguay. And I am pronouncing it different every time. I realize that.
Okay, so Joanna, she retires mid-Olympics, right? Like, she failed to advance in her heat.
Okay.
But she could have stuck around for the team and
right.
Really cheered. So instead, she retires on social media and then decides to go to Disneyland.
French Disneyland?
Yes.
Disneyland Paris.
Disneyland Paris?
Yes.
Yeah, so what? That's why she got asked to leave?
No. But instead of supporting her teammates.
Oh, okay.
She finished sixth. She competed in Tokyo. She must have been 16 if she's 20 now, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's only 20?
That's what it says. Paraguayan media outlets reported that Alonso had spent time at Disneyland instead of supporting her teammates, upsetting the country's Olympic. Oh, man, she's got a lot of great pictures on here, too. Does it say what was the inappropriate thing that got her kicked out of, or got asked her to remove herself from the Olympic Village?
Nothing specifically is mentioned, but what I have a feeling is that because she quit mid-Olympics and she was still living with her team in the village,
there were some hard feelings
probably
about that.
some hard feelings.
Look at that tan line.
I know. And then that strategically placed Olympics tattoo.
Oh, wow.
You think that's a real tattoo or a temporary?
You want to find out, don't you?
No, I'm just saying it's an interesting story, but it makes it sound like...
There's no way you would date her even.
No.
Right?
No. You're way too young, obviously. I mean, come on.
Right. You'd be weirded out.
This isn't the Paralympics. She can see. I might have a shot with a blind Olympian. Do you want me to just hit a few notes here that have nothing to do with the Olympics?
Yes.
Okay. I never saw this one, but I read about it. Google has pulled this ad that everyone hated, where a little girl uses AI to compose a letter to her favorite Olympian. So the Google ad is, she goes, I guess, like to her dad for help, and he has AI write the letter to the athlete, and people were like, yeah, this is what we hate about AI.
This is what we shouldn't be teaching.
This is what we should not be doing.
So let me ask you this. If I got a card for a family member for a birthday or an occasion, and I just asked ChatGPT, what should I write to grandma?
I mean, don't they already come with things on it?
They do, but I could make it sound like it was coming from me.
Oh, but it's not. It's coming from AI.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So then we just accept that there's nothing necessarily authentic anymore.
Well, I mean, Joanna brought up a good point. The cards already have sentiments on them.
Those cards that were like AI before AI.
Okay, but what about...
Because all you would do is just sign like, love Nico.
Okay, how about this then? What if
Love you, Grandma. Thanks for the $5 bill.
What if I use AI to help me text a girl or meet somebody on Tinder?
God, they do that on some of the dating apps already. Like,
They
have
do.
AI write your first message or something like that.
Right. So you could have, Buzz, an entirely conversation that's fake or that you didn't even have.
That wasn't made by the person you're talking to. That seems weird.
That does seem weird.
Now that we're saying it out loud.
Deadpool and Wolverine can't be stopped. It made another $97 million in its second weekend.
It yet.
I'm not saying anything about
You're
it.
the one that spoiled it.
I know, right?
You're the one who spoiled it.
I'm not a spoiler.
Speaking of AI, you can now pay $99 for an AI companion.
Like a hooker?
An AI hooker.
Well, in a promo video for a new product called Friend, that blew up on social media this week, and it's a virtual companion. You wear it like a necklace. It has a built-in microphone that listens and responds to whatever you say.
I like how friend is in quotes.
Hi,
But
friend.
that's the name of the product is Friend.
In quotes. You have to do those.
Yeah. I use that quite a bit when I'm like, yeah, Nico, my friend.
Oh, my God. Jerk. That'd be cool. I'd be down to have that.
Will it make you less lonely?
You wear it as a necklace, has a built-in microphone, listens to everything you say. People are mostly mocking it for being dystopian and weird.
Yeah, this some
Some people,
Mirror
one guy said it's Tamagotchi with a soul. It's always listening and tosses out comments whenever it wants to.
Okay, I don't want that.
That's weird.
I don't want a machine to randomly comment to me.
Are you sure you want to? Are you sure you want to wear those sandals to work like that?
Who do you think you are?
Aren't you already running late for work?
Nico.
Shut up, bitch.
No, I asked you.
It does not talk. What it does, though, is send text messages. So
God, so you can't even not even talk to it.
Do you have an example?
It's gonna text you. You're late to work, bitch.
The ad shows a woman eating and watching a show on her phone when a message pops up saying the show is completely underrated. Then
what do you know? Computer?
Yeah, right. It's your AI. It's like, this show is completely underrated. One way that it is like a Tamagotchi is it can die. Their website says your friend and their memories are attached to the physical device. If you lose or damage your friend, there's no recovery plan.
It is like a Tamagotchi.
You could pre-order
Are they
them
highlighting
for $90.
that as a feature? That's not something that you should want it to save the stuff, right? We have a new feature for our AI friend. It dies too.
It'll die just like yourself.
You can pre-order at friend.com. How was that domain
not taken
already?
Oh, I got to go to friend.com.
The current version only works with iPhones. They say they'll expand to Android if there's enough demand. Yeah, I don't know if I need that.
Yeah,
but it doesn't talk to you. Mm-mm. I think everybody was kind of expecting, I want her to talk to me like Scarlett Johansson.
Like Scarlett Johansson and her.
In her.
Puddle of Mud performed, as far as I know, on Saturday at Fort Bliss at Freedom Crossing. And Wes Scantlin was arrested last week, and they had to call the SWAT team to get him out of his car. If he made that show, which I assume he did, because Glenn interviewed Wes, and we played the interview on Friday. Do you know what day Glenn interviewed Wes Scantlin? Because he got arrested by the Burbank police.
Because I think you guys replayed it on Friday, right?
We did.
So it was Thursday.
Wes had been arrested on Wednesday.
Oh my God.
In Burbank. Let me bring up so.
Oh, Wes.
Oh man, he's still rocking the backwards cap. That's cool.
Wes Scantlin was arrested after a traffic stop turned into a tense standoff. Did anybody that could call in or just send a message or communicate somehow? Did you go see Puddle of Mud
at Freedom
Crossing?
Yeah.
Did Wes Scantlin reference his arrest? Burbank PD said that Scantlin was arrested Wednesday after they pulled over his black Hummer H2 for a traffic violation. Asked for his ID. Officers say they found out that Scantlin had an active warrant from a previous case for allegedly having a weapon at an airport. So Wes Scantlin is probably as famous for his arrest, right, as he is for his band.
Oh, he's been arrested before.
Yes. He has a long, checkered history with law enforcement. Officers asked Scantlin to get out of the car. So I'm just wanting to know, was he there? Did he talk about it? Did he say that his eyes were still burning? Because eventually they pepper sprayed him. Oh,
man.
A crisis negotiator came to negotiate. Police say Scantlin still wouldn't get out of his car. Pepper spray was then deployed. That didn't even do the trick, and SWAT had to come in and break the car window to shoot non-lethal pepper balls to finally get him to exit the car. So Glenn, and that was at 4 a.m, so no wonder Wes Scantlin won't schedule an interview before 2 p.m. Because you don't know what kind of night Wes has been having.
That's a good
It was
point.
kind of a nightmare trying to get
We were supposed to do the interview, but it was a hard rule. He doesn't do interviews before 2 p.m. in the afternoon.
Right.
And I'm like,
and then they
am I going to stick around for 2 p.m.? Maybe for Paul McCartney, but not for Wes Scantlin.
So we were like, oh, maybe Glenn will do it.
I'm just watching some of the messages come in to see if anybody went to the show at Freedom Crossing. So he lost his freedom for a few hours when they arrested him. But he was first taken to the hospital to get his eyes flushed out from the pepper balls. He was then booked for the outstanding warrant and a new charge of resisting arrest. They got a charge, right? If the SWAT team has to come out, you're probably getting charged with something, I would guess.
Yeah.
He was cited and released with a court date for August 20th. So here's what I imagine the timeline is.
Okay.
Wes Scantlin arrested and pepper sprayed by a SWAT team early on
Wednesday morning. Yes.
On Thursday, the next day, he does an interview with Glenn.
Thursday afternoon. Let's be specific.
All right,
here.
Thursday afternoon, so you had time
after 2.
After 2, and then we played the interview, and I guess he came and did the show at Freedom Crossing.
On Saturday.
This dude, right?
Right? Yeah. This guy.
This guy over here. They keep waiting. I haven't seen anything come across. In fact, they've quit teasing it. They were saying earlier this morning that we were just minutes possibly away from Kamala Harris announcing who she's going to pick to run for vice president. So here's what we're hearing. Josh Shapiro, who's the governor of Pennsylvania. Walsh, who's the governor of Minnesota. Mark Kelly's name is in there. He's the senator from Arizona who was an astronaut, or was an astronaut.
Yes.
And he's married to Gabby Giffords, who was shot at a political appearance.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that story?
I do.
Yeah. They say it probably won't be Mark Kelly because he's got a Senate seat and they're really concerned about holding on to Senate seats.
That's a concern for sure.
On the other side of things, there are reports from the Trump camp that Trump is having buyer's remorse over J.D. Vance. He didn't give him any kind of bounce, which you usually get. Usually when the country learns who's going to be the vice presidential nominee, there's a positive bounce, 4 to 5 points in your favor. J.D. Vance has an approval or a likability rating of minus 19.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, so minus 19 is historically low, and it's probably because a lot of people didn't like the childless cat lady.
The cat lady.
The cat lady. The couch story turned out not to be not to be
What is
true.
the couch story?
Oh, you didn't hear about the couch story?
No.
So somebody put on X a quote from Hillbilly Elegy that said, as far as I know, he's our first political candidate who's confirmed that he used an inside-out latex glove to have sex with the sofa. And then it gives a reference, page number 179 to 181, Hillbilly Elegy. So people just ran with that. And
That's hilarious.
yeah, but it's not true. There's nothing in there.
Still funny.
There's nothing in there about couch. But he didn't come out and deny it. So
All right.
we know for a fact it's not in his book Hillbilly Elegy.
Okay.
But he's remained suspiciously silent about any other romantic couch encounters.
All right.
Kamala, it's Trump. Okay, well, anyway, I heard you're still looking for a VP, and I have a proposition for you. I'd like to offer you J.D. Vance. He's a very nice guy. Some people are saying he's the nicest guy.
Nobody says that.
What's so funny? He's a great choice, and he definitely isn't weird at all. I really want you to take him as your VP. I think he'd be really good for your campaign. Just please don't Google any of the stuff about the couch. Please take J.D. Vance, or take me. I'll be your running mate. We can do great things together, Kamala. Oh boy, everything's falling apart very strongly.
Hey, it's Daniel Paulus. I'll be along starting at 3 with everything from AC/DC to Alice in Chains to
is manageable. You identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
From the KLAQ studios in beautiful sunny El Paso, Texas, this is the Buzz Adams Morning Show.
That was jamming.
95.5 KLAQ El Paso, a town square media station.
All right, Joanna is back from a week's vacation. I hope it was everything you wanted it to be.
And more.
Yeah, that's great.
She's going to have the Hollywood Cheesemate coming up. Are we, so I noticed you had a poll running. Do people want us to talk about Deadpool Wolverine?
I didn't
or
start
we,
that poll.
Oh, it was one of our
It was someone
Facebook
fans in the fan
chatters.
chat, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I voted in it.
You did?
Yeah. I said we
What
should
is
be able to talk
the,
about it by now.
What's the majority of people?
Right.
think?
I can't. I don't know. I can only see how I voted. I can't see what the count is on it.
I think nobody has voted no.
Everybody says, yeah, it's been out over a week. You've had 2 full weekends.
MJ says, guys, can you talk about Deadpool Wolverine? I mean, it already came out on the Fire Stick like months ago.
What? What does that mean?
I guess it means like pirated or something.
Well, anyway, Joanna might have a story that has
I might.
It might have a spoiler, but I'm sure we've still got people out there who are saying, don't spoil it yet.
Joanna, last week it was hilarious. Buzz got mad at Alberto because Alberto mentioned that he torrents and pirates a couple of things. And Buzz was like, "Don't you know his stance on it, right?"
Yeah.
And, and then Alberto goes, "I'm poor. I can't afford any of those other ones." And then Buzz kind of shuts up. He goes,
I was like, all right.
"Yeah, I guess." Yeah.
Hey, real quick, let me tell you about the Back to School Expo this Saturday, and it is the tax-free weekend in Texas, so you got all those savings. You save the tax. The stores at Silla Vista Mall participate by giving you even further discounts, and we have all kinds of fashion shows, backpack giveaway, stage show from Laura's production. Special thanks to the YMCA, the main stage sponsor. And listen to this. El Paso Electric wants to help students power up their education and their educational opportunities. This Saturday at Silla Vista, register for the chance to win one of the $500 scholarships. There are 4 of them. EPE, El Paso Electric, transforming the energy landscape by providing safe, sustainable, and reliable energy and empowering our community with scholarships. Just some of the fun and some of the great things you could win this Saturday. It's the Back to School Expo and tax-free weekend at Silla Vista Mall. But let's do the Mo Show calendar. Today, as I mentioned, National Underwear Day. Today is National Oyster Day, which does not make a lot of sense because you're only supposed to eat oysters in months that have an R in them.
And August is not one of those
Only
months.
for pirates because it's August. Haven't you ever heard that before? You only eat oysters in months that have an R in them.
I've never
They're out of season in the summer. Today is Picnic Day. Birthdays today include, since the Olympics are going on, Olympic athlete Lolo Jones is 42, former Olympic athlete. She was a runner, and then she switched to bobsledding. Director James Gunn, who directed Guardians of the Galaxy, among other things, 58 today. Also turning 58, Jonathan Silverman from Weekend at Bernie's. NBA legend and former New York Knicks and Georgetown Hoya Patrick Ewing turned 62 today. And it's a birthday for Pat Smear. He is a guitarist who has been in Nirvana, the Foo Fighters, and the Germs. Pat Smear is 65. Yes, it's supposed to be a play on Pap Smear.
Oh.
He was in a band and they all had like gross names, like Garbage Pail Kids or whatever.
That's hilarious.
From the Brady Bunch, Maureen McCormick. Marsha. She's 68 today. Rocker Rick Derringer, who did the rock and roll hoochie coo. Rock and roll hoochie coo. He's 77 today. And sex symbol, formerly married to Burt Reynolds, Lonnie Anderson is still with us. She played Jennifer, the unbelievably beautiful receptionist on WKRP in Cincinnati. Dates in history I want to let you know about. 163 years ago, in 1861, Abraham Lincoln signed the first federal income tax into law. The 3% tax was applied to all incomes over $800 a year.
Wow.
Commie socialist Lincoln. 110 years ago, in 1914, the first electric traffic lights were installed in Cleveland. 14 years ago, in 2010, 33 Chilean miners were trapped underground. They had a cave-in. They were trapped underground for 69 days. And remind me, they all got out?
Yes.
Like at first there was a report they were all dead. I seem to remember this, but it's been 10 years.
Didn't they all eat each other after?
No, that was the Chilean soccer team,
dude.
No, yeah, I think they all made it out.
I was just thinking Chileans eating each other.
No, they were in a mine. The ones that were eating each other were the opposite. They were high up in the Andes Mountains. Today is International Beer Day. I think that deserves a moment.
Pour one out.
Yeah, here goes.
International
Beer Day.
International
Beer Day.
Beer. I'm going for a beer.
Beer is good. Beer is good. Beer is good.
Time to head for the best tasting beer you can find.
All we need is a chair and a cooler beer.
You know the deal. Let's get a beer. Beer it up.
We've got the beer.
Well, it is International Beer Day, and we're right in the middle of the Olympics,
I want to
too.
put drinking beer in the Olympics.
Combine the two.
We'll all be world-class athletes, you and me. Oh, yeah.
We'll drink till we're unstable and be top of the medal table. So I'm going to the bar for Team GB. Well, I could drink 10 pints in me vest, trying to break me personal best. There'd even be medals for queuing at the KFC. From now on, going out on the lash. We'll all be funded by lottery cash. So I'm going to the bar for Team GB. So getting bladdered now becomes intensive training. And I'm exercising at the pub week in, week out. Yeehaw! And I've got on a retainer Johnny Vegas as my personal trainer. We're drinking bitter lager, cider, ale and stouts. I want to put drinking beer in the Olympics. We'll all be world-class athletes, you and me. Yes, we will. We'll drink till we're unstable and be top of the medal table. Woo! So I'm going to the bar for Team GB. Right, let's take some commentary.
Happy International Beer Day. Let's check out our Mo Show. What the hell is this called? You've been gone a week.
Hollywood Cheeseman.
Yeah.
Entertainment news.
Did you say National Beer Day?
Beer.
Because then Joanna would be very appropriate to talk to.
Hollywood Cheeseman. It's the Hollywood Cheeseman. Joanna, tell us more.
Here is Joanna with today's Hollywood Cheesemate. Good morning, Joanna.
Good morning. Steven Tyler is never going to fully recover from his vocal issues.
They're done.
they're
Aerosmith
done.
is done as a band.
Yeah, on Friday, Aerosmith announced that they've made the, quote, heartbreaking and difficult but necessary decision to retire from the touring stage. They also added, quote, we're grateful beyond words for everyone who was pumped to get on the road with us one last time. Play our music loud now and always. Dream on. You've made our dreams come true. They're donezo.
You got to think, singing like Steven Tyler does, especially on those screechy high notes, it's got to take its toll, right?
That for sure. Yeah. After all these years, yeah. But good on them. Retire.
Wait, are they quitting?
Yeah.
They're retired, yeah.
Is that what retirement
Look at how Nico's face realized.
I just understood the story.
Welcome, Nico.
Oh.
HBO released preview footage of some of its upcoming shows, including Welcome to Derry, The Penguin, and the Game of Thrones prequel, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I don't know what that's about. Another one?
Okay, so this one is going to be awesome. That is going to be about Duncan the Tall, a knight from the Game of Thrones world. And I'm super excited about it. It's going to be really great.
I was watching a dating show. You should really think about going on it, like applying for the next season. It's called Love on the Spectrum. I think you should really think about.
We told you should be on Love on the Spectrum.
You can't.
It's Duncan the Tall, and
you can't.
And I really love animation.
And it's all about the prequel.
There's this animation chick. You
can't throw out insults that have been said about you already. You were the autistic one.
Don't deflect it on Nico. We told you to apply.
You wouldn't look like
you look more. You look more on the spectrum.
If you were,
you have the sword collection. You have the lightsabers.
There's a guy on the
robes.
season that has a sword collection.
We're like, it's Buck.
You're more on the spectrum than most people I know.
How did we get to this?
Just Nico talking about
the Game of Thrones prequel.
You asked what it was. You're talking about the shows are coming up.
Yes. The point to this whole story is they also showed previews for The Last of Us. In a 20-second clip, it includes faces both new and old. Pedro Pascal's Joel and Bella Ramsey's Ellie are present and accounted for, and so is Gabriel Luna's Tommy. Among the newcomers is Caitlin Devers, Abby, Isabella Merced's Dina, and Jeffrey Wright, who is reprising his role as Washington Liberation Front leader Isaac. Most intriguing, though, is the interaction between Joel and a new, seemingly original character played by Catherine O'Hara.
Did you hurt her? Then what? What did you do?
I saved her.
He saved her.
I could go back and watch the last couple of episodes of last season and remember what happened.
Right. The Last of Us Season 2 will premiere sometime in 2025.
Oh, he got her to like where the scientists were, and then he found out it's like,
we're
going to have to
she may die.
We're going to have to chop her up to study her, and then he broke her out and killed a bunch of doctors.
Like that at all.
Yeah.
You can't just take blood. You need to chop her up.
It was like going to be
what he was. He was
like a vivisection.
They got to die. Ben Affleck is eyeing a role as Hulk Hogan in a new movie called Killing Gawker, a film that will follow the lawsuit between Hulk Hogan and website Gawker after they published a sex tape video that Hogan wasn't aware was being filmed. Word is that Affleck will be playing Hogan and Matt Damon will be portraying PayPal co-founder Peter Thiel. Oscar winner Chris Randolph wrote the screenplay, which is based on Ryan Holiday's 2018 book, Conspiracy, Peter Thiel, Hulk Hogan, Gawker, and the Anatomy of Intrigue.
All right, so I know enough about this to talk about it. So Peter Thiel is one of these billionaires who's planning, like he gets injections of younger people's blood.
He had a blood
boy.
Oh, right.
Right.
I forgot about that.
He had a bitch against Gawker. I think maybe they outed him because he's gay. So he bankrolled Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan didn't have the finances to pull off this lawsuit, but he, was his investor. And together with Hulk Hogan, in this case against Gawker, they shut down Gawker. And it was Peter Thiel's doing. And he also, did I mention, juices himself up with the blood of the young.
Boy.
Yeah.
Chris Hemsworth had previously been attached to star in a Hulk Hogan biopic. However, that project has been stalled for the time being. If this project moves forward, though, they are eyeing a 2025 production start. And I will not do the last news that I had because we've already gotten people in the app chat
saying don't do it.
Don't talk about the Deadpool Wolverine movie.
So you were. So are you
been
glad?
Out 10 days. People.
Are you glad I took the fall for you, Joanna?
Yeah, thanks, Nico. With your entertainment news, I'm Joanna Barba.
Find out what's going on. Quirky facts about our region. Urgent things you need to know impacting your drive. And of course, nothing but El Paso's best rock.
Full back-to-school expo details at kisselpaso.com.
Live from the KLAQ studios, the Buzz Adams Morning Show. Courtesy of Glasheen, Vyas, and Enderman Personal Injury Lawyers at GVILaw.com.
All right, we're going to start finishing up here for our Monday show. Thank you for joining us. Got a few more things to talk about.
It's a good Monday. It feels like it's going to be a good Monday.
10 years ago, there was a weird story. They found a dead bear cub in Central Park, and there have been bears in Central Park for like 150 years. Over the weekend, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. came out and admitted that it was he who placed the corpse of the bear in Central Park.
I know you all were wondering who would have left a dead bear cub.
It was I. It was I.
It was I. I know we shouldn't be making fun of his voice, but
because he's got a medical condition.
It's still hilarious.
There's a story or a joke. Okay, so there's a joke I could tell, and people might say, well, that's a stupid joke. There's no way something like that could actually happen. But I'm going to tell the joke anyway.
Okay.
But it's not a joke. It actually happened.
That's a stupid joke.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
Donald Trump finally congratulated the president on that prisoner swap between the U.S. and Russia.
He did.
Oh my
yes.
God.
Oh, finally.
He called President Vladimir Putin on Saturday to offer his congratulations. Now, somebody might think, oh, you're making a joke. Nope. That's why you can't do satire. Not with this guy. He actually did. He called Putin on Saturday, or he talked about commending Russian President Vladimir Putin over the prisoner swap deal. Trump told a crowd of supporters in Atlanta as he criticized Biden for its handling of the swap, but he said that Putin was a genius and got the best deal out of it, and this is just not surprising anymore, right?
No.
I guess not.
I got a few phone calls here. I'll share these with you before we start wrapping things up.
All right.
Thank you for joining us and making Joanna feel so welcome.
Yes,
On
so
her-
lovely.
We missed her so much.
Morning show. Joanna, it's good to hear you back on the radio, girl.
Oh, thank you.
Show's just not the same without you. But how you guys are talking about like movies getting pushed on you by like TikTok and all that. Sometimes TikTok be pushing some movies that you think like, oh man, they hype them up to be all horrifying and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like everyone's been pushing that whole Long Legs movie on me. I don't think it's that scary. I mean, it looks uneasy, but like I don't think it's scary. But yeah, TikTok be pushing all kinds of nonsense movies on you that I don't think are all that scary. Well, y'all have a good one. For those who are Deadpool, for those who haven't seen it, but y'all have a good one. Bye.
Oh, so he said we shouldn't do it. Okay.
We're having a lot of people that are like, don't
say anything about it.
Don't. Yeah.
So Trump congratulated Putin, and he did not congratulate Biden for obvious reasons. One, he respects Putin, where he does not respect Biden.
That wasn't the one I was thinking of.
It also says something that
he admires authoritarian dictators.
Well, it says something that a former president of the United States admires another world leader more than our own leaders.
I didn't hear him say anywhere about being glad the people got to come home.
Yeah, didn't say anything about him.
Nice job, Joe, anything like that.
For obvious reasons. 2. What was number 2?
I think the Trump supporters are kind of throwing in the towel. It's like they can't even come up with 2 reasons.
Oh, we got
one. He respects Putin.
I got a really good one, though.
What was number 2? All right.
He's laying the groundwork for his presumptive second term. 3, he's jealous. He wanted to broker that deal himself.
Okay.
Well, at least you're honest on the third one. Hey, I got a neckline call.
All right, go ahead.
Hey, Buzz, I bet you that Nico is your blood boy.
Oh, my God.
That's why you're always sick. Get yourself a new one.
Have you seen him? Look at those sunken eyes.
I would not be a good blood boy.
Already
I can look by telling you.
I need a blood boy.
You're not a good blood boy at all.
No.
He looks like somebody already drained him of the blood.
Excuse me? Excuse me, Miss?
I think it's the lighting.
Miss Barba?
Have you been selling your blood to Peter Thiel?
Hey, morning show. It's Miguel. I wanted to comment on the Freedom Crossing concert this past Saturday.
Yeah.
Leaders Way was really good. They were clear, very, very down to earth. Now, when it came time to Puddle of Mud, oh my Lord, the band I was looking forward to, the sound was terrible.
Oh.
Didn't sound like them. I couldn't even hear the singer. Stuck around for one song, the opening song, and we walked out. It was just terrible. Can't complain, though. After all, it was free. Enjoyed myself anyway.
Good point.
Thank you all. Have a good day.
So we were talking, Wes Scantlin of Puddle of Mud had been arrested and pepper sprayed by a SWAT team. Actually, they called the SWAT team, and the SWAT team went to the more potent pepper balls.
Oof.
This happened on Wednesday.
3 days before the show.
He still, I guess, made it to the show.
1 day before.
So I looked up
our interview.
In one of our prep services, I just did a search for Puddle of Mud. Remember, and somebody had said, oh, he's been in trouble with the law before.
Yes.
Why am I so blurry?
Puddle of Mud singer. Let's see, this is from 2013. It comes up with kind of the history.
Oh, okay.
Wes Scantlin leaves jail and tells a reporter he used a sledgehammer on his neighbor's property. Puddle, let's see what year this is. 2023, Puddle of Mud canceled shows, so a Michigan venue banned them forever.
Oh, dang.
2016, Wes Scantlin, Puddle of Mud, freaks out and says an audience member stole his house. 2012, Wes Scantlin gets arrested after his plane made an emergency landing. Let's see. Wes Scantlin's neighbor, 2013, talks about Scantlin vandalizing her property. And then there was this from 2020. It was Puddle of Mud doing a cover of Nirvana's About a Girl.
Oh, right.
Did you forget about that?
I did forget about that.
Anyway, Glenn had interviewed Wes Scantlin. We listened to it on Friday, and I thought, oh, okay. Well, not knowing about the arrest on Wednesday, I thought, okay, it sounds like maybe he's getting his S together. But let's revisit the Puddle of Mud cover of Nirvana, okay? Nico, can you look that up for me?
Yes.
Puddle of Mud.
Puddle of Mud.
Puddle of Mud covers About a Girl. Yeah. Find that for me real quick. Anyway, I had forgotten all about that.
I forgot about that.
But what a long list of just run-ins with the police and appearances in court.
And it seemed like he was just getting it all together, doing a show at Freedom Crossing. But bam, arrested.
No, he was arrested 3 days before the show at Freedom Crossing.
You want to...
Yeah, you got it?
Yeah. You could have controlled that at any moment.
Yeah, I know.
I'm going to be sad when the Olympics is over. You
Are
guys?
you?
Yeah.
I think we should do something with our listeners, and we call it the Ozempic Olympics.
Okay.
And for every event you compete in, you get a shot of Ozempic. Yeah.
Nice.
We gather up as much Ozempic as possible, have our listeners compete, and then if they win the gold, they get
Joanna
the injection right in their abdomen.
Buzz,
what do you think about that?
Buzz asked me last week, hey, so what are the side effects of Ozempic? And I'm like, well, why do you ask? He's like,
someone offered me some.
I've got a guy.
No, I
I've got
didn't say a guy. I didn't say a guy. I said someone offered me
I
some.
might be getting some back alley Ozempic.
Guess what? It's not back alley. It was from a girl who said, I'll give you some to see how you like it.
You're
or
like
what it feels like.
You're like those housewives from South Park that are dealing in Ozempic.
Oh, yeah. I'm like the Randy Marsh.
Yeah,
We talked about that not too long ago, and some people in the app chat who have taken like Ozempic say that the side effects are bad.
Oh, lots
like
of
you get like a lot of gas.
Gas, diarrhea.
Yeah.
Diarrhea.
Stomachache.
I guess it just proves that almost anything's better than being fat in America. We're going to give you the latest count. Big weekend. Simone Biles and Suni Lee both kind of screwed up on the balance beam today. But over the weekend, some more gold medals for the greatest gymnast of all time, Simone Biles. Let's get the Olympic count going.
This Olympic medal count is brought to you by the letters U, S, and A.
Thank you, Olivia. The United States, 19 gold medals. China, also 19 gold medals. France, 12 gold medals. Australia, also 12 gold medals. Great Britain, 10 gold medals.
Well, that's it. Show's over.
What? We just started.
Yeah, well, the show's over.
That's the end.
That's not the end.
Why, yes, it is.
Right, that's the end.
And that's the end. That's the end?
The morning show will be back tomorrow at 6 a.m. Now.